Hello and welcome back to the Exponential. My name is R Squared, and today we're on Thursday night football from the pretty Pacific Northwest, where the Seattle Seahawks are taking on the Los Angeles Rams in what could be the game of the year. These are two storied franchises, two teams that have been at it for a long time, but a new chapter has opened for both of these squads, and perhaps one's just about closing. The Seattle Seahawks, they're coming into this one with a brand new quarterback, and I say brand new as in he's 14 games in and he's got 11 wins. You got Sam Darnold, who historically struggles against the Rams. We look at the wild card game from last year against when he was with Minnesota. He really struggled in that one. He got sacked 9 times, and then earlier in the season against the Rams as well, he threw 4 interceptions. So he just doesn't have the same consistency against this team that maybe some other quarterbacks might have had along the way for Seattle, Geno Smith, others. But this Seattle team, they're still very much into the playoff race. In the NFC, they're 11-3. The Rams have the same record, and the winner of this one might just determine who the winner of the NFC West is, and by default, the winner of the top seed in the NFC. And frankly, the Rams, they're coming into this one with a lot of storylines hanging over their head. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's catch you up in case you weren't following throughout the week. The day after, the very day after their game against the Lions, they got news that Davante Adams is going to be out most likely for the next foreseeable future and will return for the playoffs at least, but they were hoping he might be back for this game. But the answer was no. So Davante Adams out on Monday. On Tuesday, Sean McVay had his newborn son, Christian Alexander McVay. Mazel tov. Congratulations to Sean McVay there, of course. But that was a bit of a surprise, and especially for a quick turnaround on Thursday Night Football. Wednesday, they got some troubles of their own. Puka Nacua made some bad comments on a live stream. That happened. I blame the YouTuber mostly, but of course. But other than that, that's a lot that happened. And the Rams as well. Team flight, they had delayed. They had an issue with the plane, an equipment issue, and they had to get their way to Seattle through other means. I don't exactly know what those are, but they had to get there somehow. And then earlier today, Puka had a bit more drama of his own because his brother got arrested for something. He stole a car of someone relatively famous. You can go read the article for yourself. But Puka's had a tough week for the Rams. And the Rams headlines, they've had a headline every day this week. And it has been what seemed like a whirlwind of a 4-day stretch here between their game against the Lions where they dominated and now a tough road game again in Seattle. And it's very interesting to see. That's funny. To see how the Rams come out here. They got to get out of their own head. That's step one. My big thing here, Seattle, honestly, they're a team that shouldn't win this game. They're not a team that does win this game 9 times out of 10 because the Rams have been the better team this year. They proved it earlier in the season in Los Angeles that they were the better team. They won that previous game. They won that 21-19. They proved that they can beat the Seahawks whenever they want. But the big issue here is the mentality that Los Angeles has been going through this week. It's been tough. It's been really tough for the Rams this week. They got a quick turnaround now, and it all comes down to the mental for me for Los Angeles. As for Seattle, their offense, they struggled last week against Indianapolis, who's not exactly known for having the best defense in the league. They had to kick 6 field goals, but ultimately they still won the game, and they've been doing that week after week after week. Their last loss was to the Rams back on November 16th. It's been a month since their last loss, and that was to this very Rams team. So Seattle, they're riding a bit of a hot streak, and by a bit of a hot streak, I mean they lost 2 of their games in like the first 5. So since then, they've been almost undefeated, with the exception of Los Angeles just putting a snap to their win streak right in the middle. And they have a chance to do so again today. And I gotta say, if Los Angeles wins this one, they're probably winning the 1 seed because, frankly, the NFC North is going to pick at each other until they're all gone. Philadelphia, I just don't realistically see them winning the top seed. No one from the South's taking it, so it's got to be someone from the West. And you look at the schedules. After this game, the Rams have the Falcons and Cardinals, which, as it is, if the Seahawks win this one, the Rams can still quite easily take the NFC West and, by default, the top seed in the NFC, even with a loss. But this game is a lot more important for Seattle. The stakes are there for the Seattle Seahawks because if they lose this game, They have a long, long climb. They control absolutely none of their destiny. In fact, they might go as far from saying right now they could be the 1 seed. In a couple weeks' time, they could go down to being the 7 seed or the 6 seed more likely than not. But it's just challenging because while the Rams have the Cardinals and Falcons, the Seahawks got stuck with the Panthers, who are fighting for their lives against Tampa Bay, and then they get the tough 49ers in the final week of the season. So Seattle, they have a tough road. This is a must-win for Seattle, in my opinion. If they win this, they're in great shape. If they lose this, they might be in a bit of trouble going into the final stretch of the season as far as seeding goes, because the Seahawks, they still haven't clinched the playoffs. The Rams are already clinched. The Rams are in. We know our team that's going to be in the playoffs this time come January. They're going to be here. The Rams are going to be in the playoffs. It's just a matter of where. The Seahawks, they're not quite there yet. But as you see up on the screen right now, the Rams or the Seahawks, the winner controls the path to the NFC 1 seed. But with a loss here today, if the Seahawks lose out, there's always the possibility that Detroit then wins out. Or no, sorry, not Detroit, that Green Bay wins out. And it is Detroit, actually. I can do math. Don't worry. One second. Yeah, it's Detroit that's going to mess with them, I think. There's a path where they're not in the playoffs. I don't know exactly what that path is, but there's a path. Trust me. There's a way that the Seahawks miss the playoffs that involves losing every game. But for now, in the high decibel zone uniforms, the Seattle Seahawks are kicking off to the Los Angeles Rams. And to start this one off, it's actually a little bit of a scrappy return. Gets about to the 30-yard line before he is spun down. So out comes Matthew Stafford in what has been called the newest iteration of the greatest show on turf. Matthew Stafford, he leads the NFL in touchdown passes with 37. He has 11 wins as a starter, which is tied for the second most in his career to the 12 that he had in that 2021 season. Matthew Stafford's been everything the Rams have wanted and more. In general, just this season, coming into the season, we thought he was going to retire at the end of the year, and instead, he's the MVP favorite. He's just telling us he ages like wine. He really does, like a good wine, nonetheless. Puka Nacua in motion here, handoff to Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams breaks the first tackle and gets into the second layer for a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Los Angeles Rams. And there's a reason why this Rams team is called the greatest show on turf. Devontae Adams, he provides the deep game. Puka Nacua, he's the ultimate safety blanket. And they have the dual threat running back unit with Kyren Williams and, of course, Blake Corum as well, who goes a little bit more under the radar. Kyren Williams, he's a beast. He's one of my favorite running backs in the league at this time. I just think he's great. He's so consistent. He scores often. And you see here, he has the ability to break tackles, and he did there. He should have lost 4 yards. Instead, he gained 1. So it'll bring up 3rd and short. But a nice run there nonetheless by Kyren Williams. But this is such a talented young guy. I had a feeling about him as soon as he came out of Notre Dame back in 2022 because he was so good. I loved his stuff when he was coming into the draft, and I thought it was a genius selection by the Rams in the draft that year. So I think he's been phenomenal for the Rams thus far. It took a little bit for him to break onto the scene or for others to really notice him, but he has been a great member of this Rams offense. So the Rams are going to go play action. It's a quick throw to Nacua, and Stafford misses him. So it'll be 4th and 1 for Los Angeles early. So Nacua, he just got jammed at the top of the route, and Stafford just overthrows him a tad. You see it here. It's just a quick throw to the outside, and he just gets hit by the other Witherspoon brother. So don't get confused. Ahkello Witherspoon is out. That's Devon Witherspoon. They're very similar, but those are different there. How many years can they run with the Rams team? 2. I give it 2 max this year and maybe next year. And that's a maybe. And I'll go into that a bit more in a moment, because I already have my name picked out. 4th and 1, handoff to Kyren Williams, and he's got it. So an early risk pays off for the Los Angeles Rams on 4th and 1. Kyren Williams right up the gun for a first down. So the Rams playing aggressive here in a historically loud stadium, home of the 12s at Lumen Field. It's meant to rattle the quarterback, to mix the signals. But so far, the Rams are executing fairly well to start this game. They're going fairly quickly. And the Rams so far moving the ball decently. 2nd and 3 now for Los Angeles, or 1st and 10 now for Los Angeles. I was still on the other play. Handoff to Kyren Williams. Williams, another good run, and he's going to get down for a gain of about 7 or 8, I would say. Another solid run from Kyren Williams, off to a nice start to this game. That's already his 4th run for his 19th yard. So yeah, this Rams team, Stafford is getting up there. He's a family guy. Just as much as I don't know a lot about players personally, of course, but I feel like he's a family guy. So I think he's only going to last maybe 2 more years just to be with his family in general. 2nd and 3 now, another handoff to Kyren Williams, and Williams is going to get 5 yards and a first down. So far, the Seahawks have been unable to stop Kyren Williams to start this drive. He's got all of the yards. So yeah, he's got 23 yards at this point, 5 rushes, 23 yards in the extent of this Rams drive so far. So Stafford, as he goes down I expect him 1 more year, and I expect the Rams to draft Carson Beck out of Miami in the 2nd round. That's my location for him. Play action, Matthew Stafford. Second throw of the day here. Stafford's going to run it, though, and he's going to slide after a gain of 4. How about Matthew Stafford? You don't see him running every day. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 6 now for the Los Angeles Rams. So yeah, I got Carson Beck going to the Rams in late round 2, early round 3 kind of area. And they just spend time developing Carson Beck because Carson Beck is the kind of quarterback that Sean McVay loves. Frankly, that's his kind of quarterback. That's every quarterback that he's ever coached pretty much is kind of Carson Beck's general scheme. So I expect him to go there. That's my prediction early. Kyren Williams gets the call, and Kyren Williams is going to get a gain of about 2 or 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Did not give him the most generous spot there. So yeah, Carson Beck to the Rams. I think he's going to be solid in a year's time. You give Beck to the Rams, give him a year to develop under Stafford. Soon enough, you just got a younger Matthew Stafford. That's the goal. If you're the Rams, draft Carson Beck in the 2nd, 3rd round. That's where I'm going for Los Angeles, but hopefully Stafford stays another year so you don't have to start a rookie. Stafford's going to throw now. He's going to hit the outside, and it was almost dropped, but it was caught by Ferguson, who was going to come close to the first down marker, but he did get pushed back quite a bit. We'll see where they mark his forward progress. They're going to say 4th and 1. Now it's Terrence Ferguson on the catch, and it looks like the Los Angeles Rams are going to go for it again on 4th down. The weather here in the Pacific Northwest, it was supposed to be pouring rain, but instead it is 15-mile-per-hour winds and mostly dry, which is decent quarterback condition. 4th down conversion for the Los Angeles Rams. Next Gen Stats says go for it. They're marking it 4th and inches. And the handoffs to Kyren Williams, who tries to get the first down, and I don't think he got there. And they're saying it's Seahawks football for the time being. We'll see the final signal. It is 1st down Seattle. They're making a call. I'm pretty sure it's 1st down Seattle. Oh, they're going to bring the virtual measurement out. I'm pretty sure it's Seahawks ball. But we're going to see what the virtual measurement is. That's what that announcement was. He's down there. That's got to be short. Yeah, it's short. So they're going to be showing the new virtual measurement system up on there's the fans in the stadium are seeing the exact same things that we're seeing at home and that the referees are seeing, which is the beauty of the virtual measurement system. Let's see. He's short. Yeah, he's short. It is going to be Seahawks football now. So Mike McDonald's defense holds strong there to take over on downs. So a strong drive from the Los Angeles Rams to open up, but ultimately great job by the Seahawks, forcing them into those scenarios where they have to make a decision and then doing a really nice job just stuffing them at the line. Ultimately, both teams played really well on that drive, even though the Rams were making a lot of progress in the run game. Obviously, Seattle could do a little better with the run defense. But ultimately, I think they defended that very well, keeping them underneath in the 3rd down area, trying to force 3rd downs upon them rather than necessarily just letting them have it on 1st down. They kept them near to them. Let's say they're forcing the run. They're encouraging the run, moreover, which isn't necessarily a bad idea against this Los Angeles Rams team. So 0-0, Seahawks are going to get the ball. That's what I didn't realize what I had in there is not water. And was like, oh my. All right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like both teams played very well in that drive. It just shows the competitive nature of both teams. So quickly, while we're in this commercial break, what do we think about the high decibel zone Seahawks rivalry uniforms? Yeah, from a yeah, I understand that. I picked the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to win as well. I just think they need it more and they want it more in general. Than Los Angeles needs it. Because here's the deal: Seattle wins. Los Angeles just shrugs it off. They're like, we're still probably the 1 seed as long as we play for the next 2 weeks and at least like someone else doesn't. Because ultimately it's unlikely if the Rams win one more game, doesn't matter against who. It could be the Falcons or the Cardinals or both. Chances are no one's catching them. Because Seattle, they're probably someone, either Seattle or San Francisco has to lose. Right, one of them has to lose because they're playing each other in the final week of the season. And the 49ers, they got the Colts and the Bears coming up. So you expect them to lose probably one as well, which doesn't exactly bode well for them, which has a straight path for Los Angeles. I think I like the uniforms. Haven't paid much attention since pre-year. I mean, yeah, they're good uniforms. I don't mind them. I like the attention to detail. I like the Rams rivalry uniforms better. The black, the midnight mode, perfect. The helmets on these new Seahawks uniforms, I really enjoy. The actual jerseys, they're just a little bold and they're bland, I would say. They don't really come out well on TV. Play action to start the Seahawks drive. It's a quick pass underneath. And that is a nice opening play there by A.J. Barner. He's been a tight end who's really come on this season for the Seattle Seahawks. That's an 8-yard reception to start this drive for Seattle. Yeah, but just a lot of attention to detail for Seattle. You know, the emerald color to represent the Emerald City. As well as the hidden 12s. You know, you see some obvious ones, but in the numbering, there's actually little 12s to represent the rainfall that often hits Seattle. Sam Darnold's going to be under center here. Cooper Kupp facing his former team in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker, and Walker's going to get to the edge and get the first down, a gain of 3. Kenneth Walker, I'm telling you, these two teams have probably my favorite running back units in the NFL. And I know, you've heard me talk about Saquon Barkley, whatever. Like, they're great, whatever. Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, yeah, I get it. But these two running back units are phenomenal because they don't take away from the passing game. They just add to it. I'll give more after this play here. Man in motion. Darnold play action. He's going to roll left under pressure. He's going to hit it back to Walker. Kenneth Walker's got a blocker in front in open space. The 30. He's at the 21 man to miss, and he's down to the 5. And a great play by Kenneth Walker, the 3rd, to get inside 1st and goal to go. And an incredible little dump off there for the Seattle Seahawks. As you see, it's just a quick little play action. He wasn't going to throw to Walker. He was trying to hit Kupp on the inside or in Jigba, but he just ends up going back there. And Gray Zabel showing a bit of why they drafted him, just with some incredible blocking out in front to give Walker the window he needs to get a big burst and a huge chunk there to start this drive for Seattle. And immediately, Seattle's at the Los Angeles 5-yard line. Cooper Kupp's in motion now. It's going to be a little jet sweep to him. And he's only going to get a yard before he is swallowed up by this talented Rams defensive line. As I was saying before, Kenneth Walker, the player I was about to say good things about, ripped off that incredible play. Again, these two running backs, Kenneth Walker and Kyren Williams, probably my favorite couple of running backs over the last 2 or 3 years, because I like Kenneth Walker coming out of Michigan State. I loved Kyren Williams coming out of Notre Dame. They were both phenomenal in college. I loved their stuff, and they've been just as good as anticipated here. And the funny thing is, both teams drafted a replacement for them because they weren't playing well at a time. And here's his replacement now, Zach Charbonnet from UCLA, and he's going to get into the end zone. Playing some pinball is Charbonnet. Touchdown, Seattle. And this game is opened up with a Seahawks touchdown on the big play from Kenneth Walker and the punch in from Zach Charbonnet. And this Seahawks team, that I will say, drafting running backs to just kind of boost the other one is kind of working out for them. Because instead of the competition that they thought they were enforcing, they are instead now forcing a tandem, similar to what Detroit paved the way with Jamari Gibbs and David Montgomery, and then what was later showcased in Miami with Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane, and then later with Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon, whatever. But these two teams have got it right there with Detroit, with the fact that it doesn't matter who they have in the game. They can run the ball on you. Zach Charbonnet, he's this big, powerful running back who's got a good amount of speed to him as well. He used a lot in the 10-yard line. He's got a lot of touchdowns to his name. And then Kenneth Walker, he's all explosiveness and speed and cutting ability. He's got great vision. And similar thing goes for the Rams side. Blake Corum, they use him a lot in those third and goal from the one scenarios because he's a big back. But something we underestimate about Corum's game is that him and Williams have a very different relationship than Charbonnet and Walker do. Charbonnet's power, Walker's speed. But for them, Corum is vision and Williams is power. So it's very different. Even then, I wouldn't even consider Williams a power back. I consider him more of a vision back. He's just got amazing cutting ability, great skill set. Just in general, he's a phenomenal runner. He's patient, which is something that doesn't necessarily work in the goal-to-go scenario. While Corum's I'm just going to run it in. Like that, I'm sure that's conversation they've had more than once in the locker room. Like, what are you doing? Just run it right down the middle. But these two teams have very, very cool running back units. Probably my favorite running back units in the league, just as a tandem. I like them better than Jamari Gibbs and David Montgomery. Obviously, Jamari Gibbs is phenomenal, but David Montgomery's actually fallen off over the years. But something that was really, really interesting about these two teams is that Williams, Walker, they were drafted earlier than both Corum and Charbonnet. They were both underachieving for the first 2 years of their career. In comes Corum, in comes Charbonnet. Suddenly they have a little push. Their production went down because they were getting played less. And then suddenly, like halfway through last season, they both skyrocketed. Like they both just absolutely took off at about the same time. So to me, these two running backs, even though they don't associate themselves with each other, but frankly, I think these two running backs are kind of connected. They have a very interesting connection between these two teams that just makes the rivalry even stronger. I like running backs. No, it's just like in the league, like people will say, I can name 10 better running backs than Kenneth Walker. And I'm like, go ahead. Because I won't give you any Dolphins running back. I'll give you Achane. Like you could say Devon Achane, James Cook. There's two. Derrick Henry, I honestly don't see him as better than Kenneth Walker and Kyren Williams as far as general talent and youth in general. I just feel like these two have a lot on Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry has a more diverse skill set and he's been in the league longer. There was a quick muff on this return, but he got back on it quickly and he's going to be brought down at the 24, 23-yard line where the Rams are going to start their next drive. No one in the AFC North, I don't think, are better than either of them. AFC South, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, so there's three there. RJ Harvey's too young. Marion Hampton's too young. Chiefs, Raiders, same. Saquon, that's 4. Scadaboo's too young. And you look over at the NFC North, Jacobs maybe, Gibbs, yeah, okay. NFC South, I despise Bijan Robinson's play, so no. I had a little dump off to Puka Nacua here to start this drive, a quick little gain of 9 to try and get the offense rolling in the passing game. So there's 6. I don't like Bijan Robinson. I never have. That's just a personal thing. I don't like the way he plays. His game doesn't translate to success, which is why I don't particularly care for him. So then you got Christian McCaffrey, 7, which leaves you with Kenneth Walker and Kyren Williams, 8, 9. Even if you do consider Bijan Robinson 8, you got 9, 10. These are 2 top 10 running backs. And here's the guy backing up Kyren Williams. It's Blake Corum for a gain of about 6 or 7 and a first down. I'm just telling you, people, these are the guys that go under the radar on these teams. It's always the good teams, too. You never pay attention to some of the subtler roles that are played by a lot of their better players. Like Kenneth Walker. Look at this. Teams with pair of 600-yard rushers. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are in first, and then Kyren Williams and Blake Corum right there with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monungai in Chicago, which is a very young duo as well. Stafford to throw here. Stafford throws over top. It's a big play, and he's got a big first down. That's going to be Davis Allen for a gain of 27. It's the big tight end Allen who's seen increased workload over the last couple of weeks now. He was drafted in 2023 in the 5th round by Clemson, out of Clemson and by the Rams. But he has been getting a significantly increased workload over the last few weeks. He's been getting multiple targets a game at least, and some of them for some big plays. I know I saw a good one against Tampa Bay a few weeks ago. Handoff to Corum. Corum's going to get about 4 yards, but he's still pushing. And Ernest Jones goes over the top. He's going to get 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up for Seattle. Mike McDonald and Sean McVay are going directly head-to-head in this one. Offensive play caller versus defensive play caller. And frankly, I don't know who has the advantage as far as play calling goes, because both have been phenomenal this season, and McDonald knows how to build a culture better than a lot of people you've seen. And if you look at some at the thing that I'll say it in a minute. I'll come up with the name. Stafford play action now. He's gonna a little sidearm to Allen, but he can't reel it in. So Davis Allen's drop is gonna bring up 3rd and 5. The thumbnail for this live stream, I told you I'd get it. The thumbnail for this live stream, if you look at the Seattle side, the entire bottom half, with the exception of high decibel zone, is part of their culture building. In Seattle, it's all the different things they have around their locker rooms and around their facilities and what they say to each other. It's all those things. And they're just have built a culture like no other in Seattle in a very short amount of time. 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. Play clock's at 3. Seahawks brought some pressure, and he tosses one up and over the head of Konata Mumpfield. That is Konata Mumpfield, number 15, Konata Mumpfield. Konata Mumpfield. 4th and 5 now for this Rams team. They're staying on the field again. And Next Gen Stats says it's a toss-up, but the Rams are going for points. They know this is for the division and potentially for the conference. Ernest Jones might have been a smidge offside. I think they got him. But Puka Nacua makes a phenomenal catch anyway through Josh Jobe and a first down. There's going to be an offside or a neutral zone infraction because Ernest Jones, I'm pretty sure, was over the line. But nonetheless, great catch. Yeah, offside there. Risk paid off. I mean, that's what you got to do to win football games. I approve fully. You got to do what you got to do to win. And frankly, when it's a game like this is a playoff game. Like, don't let anyone tell you that this is just a regular season game. This is the first time in Thursday Night Football's history that 2 11-win teams are playing at the same time against each other, which shows just how bad Thursday Night Football games have been, like they've been getting over the last 2 decades. And they really scam them most of the time, don't they? But this is a great game. This is a playoff game. It determines playoffs. Both these teams are probably in the playoffs. So at this point, we're treating them as playoff teams and treating this as a playoff game. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. Stafford under center. Corum is still the running back. Seahawks showing potential pressure. They do. They have a rusher. Stafford on the run. He's going to deliver. It's to Mumpfield, and Mumpfield's inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rams. That's Konata Mumpfield. Who is this guy? He is the rookie 7th round pick out of Pitt. Huh. I have never heard this guy's name before. This is pretty much his big impact. He's the next Puka Nacua. And this is something that the Rams have done in the past, which is play, lesser known names that perform well in practice the week leading up to the game. Nacua in motion. Handoff to Corum. Blake Corum is going nowhere. Seahawks line stands strong. Jaron Reed was in on the stop there. 2nd and goal for the Rams. Their usual red zone threat, Devontae Adams, is out of this game with a hamstring injury. He's been phenomenal in the red zone for the Rams. 12 red zone touchdowns, 31 red zone targets. But he's out for this one and likely for the rest of the regular season, if they're wise. Second and goal now for the Rams. Nacua in motion. Hand off again to Corum. Corum's got a good look, but a great tackle made by Devon Witherspoon as he shows his speed on the edge, catching up to Blake Corum. He actually had a really great opportunity, Corum, there, to get to the outside and potentially just outrun, but he needed to break that tackle from Witherspoon, so credit to him for giving him a hard time and then setting up for the tackle. So third and goal now. I imagine Lumen Field is on their feet and showing why these new uniforms are called the high decibel zone uniforms. Stafford to throw. Quick little slant on the inside to Nacua, and he's stuffed at the 1 yard line. And that was Nick Amanwari with a great play there. And Josh Jobe as well. And McVay's walking onto the field. There might be an injured player. There is an injured player. That is a lineman. Kevin Dotson. So Nacua, you see, he gets the throw. It's a great throw, great pass, and then just phenomenal job by Nick Amanwari keeping him out of the end zone. That was all Amanwari, lowering the shoulder and keeping him out at the 1. Just a really great move there. Nick Amanwari, man, I so wanted him in Miami. Like, I actually projected him to be the Dolphins pick. And honestly, literally most defensive players would have been better than Kenneth Grant because he's had an okay season. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, Nick Amanwari's actually had a defensive rookie of the year caliber season for Seattle. As per usual, the Dolphins letting me down, like earlier this week on Monday Night Football, and then a little more after that. Tua, McDaniel. We'll get into all that later. At some point, we got to do college football predictions, clinching scenarios, and then talk about Tua as the night goes on. All right, so Dotson was injured on the play. I believe that's Kevin Dotson. That's his name. Yeah, Kevin Dotson. His backup, Bo Lemur, is out for this game, actually. So I assume we're going to be seeing Steve Avila probably move to the other side, and then second-year guard out of USC, Justin Dedich, replace Avila on the left side. But we'll see. Sorry, someone's seen all the emotions. Correct. No, that Steelers one, I was just like, okay. I was literally just sitting here. Okay. 2 throw an interception. Okay. We got a big run to start the game. Okay. We decided to pass the ball again and again and again as if we don't know how to run, even though we got 6 yards of carry. Okay, whatever. Just as the game went on, and then in the fourth quarter, it was like, okay, we're not trying. We scored anyway. We took 8 minutes off the clock. Okay, whatever. Then suddenly we just started to call our timeouts. Like, oh, suddenly you think you're going to win? Like, why did you start calling your timeouts? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But that was just okay. That was the most frustrating bit, was just the end. I'm like, why are you calling your timeouts as if you have a chance? Yeah, I was correct. Justin Dedich is in the game now for Los Angeles. They're going for it on 4th and goal. Kyron, oh, nope, it's a play action. Throw to the back of the end zone. Ooh, and a big hit. Is he in bounds? They're saying there's a flag. But for now, Matthew Stafford hurt his arm. But this is complicated play here. It's on Los Angeles. From the looks of wow. A lot just happened. Okay, so that play did not count as a legal man downfield. That was Justin Dedich, who just came into the game for Los Angeles. As we were just saying earlier, yeah, he doesn't have a receiver. He's too far down the field. And I think it was really close to it. Let's see if he actually caught it. Ooh, that would have been heavily challenged as well, though, if he actually caught it or not. It was quite close. And Stafford then also may have tweaked his arm a bit on a big hit that he took. So complicated play there for the Los Angeles Rams. So they're no longer going for it. So out comes Harrison Mevis, the rookie out of Missouri, undrafted. That does not look like a kicker. Harrison Mevis now. The kick is good, right down the middle. For Los Angeles, it's 7-3 Seattle. Long drive for the Rams, but they're still down by 4. Credit to the Seahawks defense. Kicker's 6 foot, 245 pounds. Wow, that was a long drive from the Rams. Almost 6 minutes, 71 yards, 12 plays, only 3 points to show. But again, credit to the Seahawks because they've done a lot of just forcing third downs. They're making every 10 yards, a challenge, which is something quite impressive. They're not making it one and done, get a first down every play, like certain other teams, like the Dolphins. But they're taking it play by play, forcing the Rams into these third down situations and fourth down situations, even because they haven't been overly successful on third down today. So yeah, a tough debut for the lineman there. Yeah, I mean, he just pushes through and then turns around as if he's going to try and catch the football. And Sean McVay, yeah, that was an angry Sean McVay there. So here's the kickoff, and it is going to sail into the end zone, where it'll be fair come. Send it to the 35-yard line, where Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense are coming out next. Look at this. Rams, 21 plays, 107 yards, 10 minutes and 36 seconds of playtime, while Seattle's only got 5 plays, 61 yards, 241 minutes of play, but they're winning by 4. So the Rams, they have long drives, but so far the Seahawks are coming out triumphant. Good defense by Seattle. This is only the second drive of the day for the Seahawks. Sean McVay is trying to get his team in the game there on the sideline, his offensive line, namely. Couple of motions for Seattle. Hand off to Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet is going to power his way up the middle for a gain of 8 or 9. They're going to give him 8. 2nd and 2. Nice run there to start this drive off for Charbonnet. Again, Gray Zabel has had a nice start to this game. Rookie out of North Dakota State. He's just pushing the defensive line. He's getting in the open field for blocking as well. Play action here. He's got Barner in the flat, and Barner drops it. And A.J. Barner just can't reel it in. Hit him in the hands. Took his eye off the ball. That's one of those inexcusable mistakes. You want to eliminate those in time for the playoffs if you're Seattle. Hit him right in the hands. Clint Kubiak, however you want to say it. I'm going to call him Kubiak. Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator this year, a hot candidate for a head coaching job. He's had an incredible career, and he's going up against Chris Shula on the other side, the Rams defensive coordinator, who's also a hot candidate for a head coaching job this next year. 3rd and 1. It's Rashid Shaheed in motion. Darnold hits the outside, and great defense there by the Los Angeles Rams, keeping it out of the hands of Jackson Smith-Njigba. That's Forbes Jr., the former Washington Commander, making that play there. Well done to Emmanuel Forbes. As you see, he just lets Njigba get a little bit of space on the cutback, and then he closes the gap very nicely. He doesn't get there early. He doesn't wrap around. It's just a very clean defensive play. Well done by Emmanuel Forbes. That is a tough assignment for him tonight. So the Seahawks are going to become the first team to punt today. And Michael Dixon will, in fact, punt. And it will be fair caught at the 12 or 13-yard line. The 12-yard line where Matthew Stafford and the offense will try and get some points for the Rams. It's been an interesting start to this game. We've seen time of possession definitely in the favor of the Rams, but the Seahawks are holding strong. They're playing as a united front right now, truly. All right. Now that I've breathed for long enough, we got college football playoffs starting tomorrow. It was an option on the poll, and I was concerned for a while because the first one tied. And I was like, okay, I'm too impatient for this. I feel like it's been long enough that it's not appearing on people's feed anymore. So I made another one. And then I was like, oh no. And like with about 3 hours left, only 4 people had voted and it was tied 2-2. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, not again. I'm like, I'm going to have to roll a die to figure out what game I'm going to pick. And then 5 other people came out of the shadows and voted. And it was actually a pretty decent majority voted for this one. And then Sunday Night Football, Patriots, Ravens. In the end, like it was a tie, and then suddenly this one ran away with it. So yeah, here we are. We got Thursday Night Football, and then again later, Sunday Night Football, Patriots and Ravens. But college football, they put on a nice show. They truly did. 5 what does that mean? I don't really care. I don't care. It's fun. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yeah. So Alabama, Oklahoma put on a strong showing because college football is fun ultimately. And at this point, based on how close that was, considering this is quite possibly the NFL game of the year, I might consider doing the college football national championship game on January 20th. Just because it worked. I mean, this worked fairly well. I mean, I was really surprised that it wasn't just a landslide Seahawks, Rams, and other combination victory because I made you pick between the two and I was like, oh. But I was really surprised that it held its own for that long. So I'm probably going to do the college football national championship now. I wasn't going to originally, but now I am because I think it went over quite well, actually. So, yeah I'm looking forward to it. So 1st and 10, I'll do predictions on the next one. I talked too long. It'll be play action. The Rams trying to get some explosive passing going, and it's a great throw over the middle to Puka Nacua. Nacua's in the open field. He's at the 40, and he's dragged down at the 33 of the Seattle Seahawks. And a great play by Los Angeles. And the explosive passing game has come indeed. See, it's just a quick little motion, and Nacua right off here slides into the zone. And a dime by Stafford, and then after that, it's just Nacua. Great route running, great play calling by Sean McVay as well. He knew the Seahawks were coming out in his own defensive scheme and just targets right there in the center zone. He knows the linebackers low, trusts his quarterback to make that play. Now they're at the 34-yard line. And off to Kyren Williams. Williams is going to get a solid 3 yards. And that'll going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. 2nd and 8 when we come back. The Rams are suddenly cooking, and the Seahawks trying to keep them away for the 3rd time. When we come back, end of the first quarter, start of the 2nd. Wow, great play. Very good play. Fantasy football semifinals are here for me in my 4-person league. I have Kyren Williams. So hoping he has a great game. They have Puka. So I was kind of hoping he just have a terrible game. They also have Jackson Smith and Jigbo, which is far from fair. But whatever. My fantasy team has fallen off a cliff these last 5 weeks. Like I had all the people that were successful in the first half of the season and the second half of the season all just kind of sat there and laid an egg. So that includes, but it's not exclusive to the Colts, the Bucks, the Ravens, the Bengals, all those teams that were like decent to start the year, decent to great, and then have just fallen off. So it's terrible. College football playoff. Let's go over some keys to the game. We got Oklahoma taking on Alabama to start. My prediction for this one, I have the Sooners taking it at home in Norman. I got the final score being 24-20. Sooners win that one. Really, the key to the game, Alabama, I just don't think they have the offensive firepower to get through to Oklahoma. While the Sooners, they can consistently move the ball down the field with John Mateer. They're not flashy. They're not explosive. But Oklahoma, they have the ability to move the ball at a decent rate to be able to get into the end zone. While Alabama, I just don't trust their offense this year. Their defense is, average, but their offense, I just don't trust them. Puka's cooking. That was a great play. Phenomenal play. Good to see you, Jesse, by the way. Long time no speak. But yeah, going back to college football, because obviously I'm trying to use my commercial breaks wisely. I got Oklahoma. Alabama, they're not going to be able to generate run game. I just don't think it's possible against R. Mason Thomas on that defensive line. And Oklahoma's offense, this is going to be a defensive game one way or another. And I don't necessarily think it's going to be about Alabama's defense. I think it's going to be more about Oklahoma's offense. Because Oklahoma doesn't have that high-capacity offense that they should have, really. And neither of these teams are really going to make a huge splash. But I do think Oklahoma is probably going to come away with a win in Norman at home. So that'll go that one. Next commercial break, we'll do Miami, Texas A&M, then Tulane, Ole Miss, then James Madison, Oregon, and then we'll be done. But we're back in the Pacific Northwest where the Rams are starting to play with some fire here against Seattle, 2nd and 8 from the 32-yard line. Stafford takes the snap. Stafford's going to go into one. He's got Puka, and he misses him. He overthrows Puka Nacua. He stepped wide into one, and he just overthrows him. And that would have been a walk-in touchdown for the Rams. But look at this great move. He toasts Josh Jobe there, and Stafford just overthrows him. He put a little too much into it, and he knows it. So 3rd and 8 now. The rain is starting to fall here in Seattle. Stafford over the middle. Quick throw completed to Whittington. And Whittington's going to get to the 13. And a great play there. That's a 19-yard pickup. Jordan Whittington. I knew him. He's actually had a really good year this year under the radar. Look at Kyron Williams here, though, picking up the blitz. Boom. That is not an easy assignment there. He's a lot smaller than the man who came on the blitz. I don't know if you could tell. Witherspoon, he's a little smaller than Witherspoon. But he managed to pick up the block nonetheless. Jordan Whittington, he's a second year at Texas, round 6 in the 2024 draft. Hand off to Kyron Williams. Williams makes a nice move, gets about 5. 2nd and 5 now coming up for the Rams. So the Rams, right now, they're thriving a bit on the quick passes. We got a quick injury update on Kevin Dotson, by the way. Ankle, questionable to return. But frankly, when they say questionable and they're on a cart going into the locker room, he's done for the game, so it'll be Dedich instead. So they've relying on the quick passes so far today has done them the most good. And then, of course, just hitting the zones has also been quite a big factor on that big play to Puka. Similarly, handoff to Kyron Williams. Williams is going to get 4, I want to say. They're going to say 3, 3rd and 2. So it'll be 3rd and 2 now for Los Angeles. We'll see what Sean McVay will cook up here on 3rd and 2. I wouldn't put it past him to consider this 2-down territory. He has so far throughout this game. Why not now? And they're making some noise at Lumen Field. And we'll see if it rattles Stafford a little bit here. He's under center. Williams still the running back. It's going to be play action, under pressure, and it's dropped again. He probably wasn't going to get the first down anyway, but that's Davis Allen's 2nd drop of the game. It's going to be 4th and 2. They did hold the Rams again. It's another toss-up on this fourth down conversion. They have not had the success you would want to see on fourth down today, but it looks like they might go for it anyway. This is their fourth down attempt, which is tied for the most in a game under Sean McVay, and we're barely into the second quarter. And the rain's coming down, and the fans are getting loud on 4th and 2. Davis Allen in motion. Play clock's at 1. It was just a hard count. So that's going to be the delay of game here for Los Angeles. I don't know if that was intentional. It might have been the noise, really. It is hard to tell for me. Were they doing a hard count? You let me know. But they might have just been. It might have just been a mistake, honestly. With it being in Seattle, might have just been a mistake. Yeah, I have a feeling he called a play though, because if there's a stadium where delay of games happen, it's either Kansas City or Seattle. Like, this is the home of false starts. 28-yard field goal attempt. This one is good. 7-6 Seahawks still have the lead. Their defense, man, they are stonewalling this Rams team. And you look at the stats, and they really shouldn't be. And Stafford is mad here in Seattle. They've outgained the Seahawks by 120 yards so far. They have 5 more first downs. They are 2 for 3 on fourth down. And they've had the ball for 10 more minutes than the Seahawks have. The big one here, they are 1 for 6 on third down. They've only made 1 third down today. They're 2 for 3 on fourth down, but that is not an excuse for it. They have been dreadful on third down so far. The Seahawks defense is keeping it tight. But at this point now, you're kind of like, well, if they do that again, then they're winning. So now we need Seattle. Just some quick math. Now they need Seattle to step up their offensive game a bit, because their last drive lasted a total of 20 seconds. All right, now next up we got Miami taking on Texas A&M. That one's going to be at College Station, Texas. I got the Hurricanes on this one. How can I take anyone else? It's all about the U, folks. Malachi Toney, Mark Fletcher, Ruben Bain Jr., Akeem Mesidor, Keontae Scott, Carson Beck. Need I say more? It's going to be a very good game. I got the Hurricanes 31-28, game-winning field goal. This is the game of the weekend, frankly. It's going to come down to which defense can force more mistakes, because both of these offenses have the potential to enter a complete shutout, which there was a line from Bill Connolly earlier today that I read in an article. He's like, you could tell me that the final score of this game would be 10-3, or the final score is going to end up being in 16th overtime, and I would believe you one way or another, because that's how good these two teams are on both sides of the football. There are two of probably the more balanced teams in the college football playoff, but balance doesn't always go well when you combine it with inconsistency, which is what we see with the Hurricanes and the Aggies, because the Aggies have had close games that really shouldn't have been close, including a bad one earlier in the year to Texas in the final game of the year where they lost by 10, and that ended up costing them the second spot in the country, and they really struggled with that one. And then, of course, Miami, they've had a couple of their own bad losses as well. Help those affected by floods in Washington. Visit redcross.org/NFL to support those in need today. Absolutely do that. If you can. It's not my broadcast, but I'll sponsor them anyway. It's a good cause. I actually no idea what's happening in Washington, but I'm just out of touch. But if they're bringing up Red Cross, it's big. So just do that. The Crocodile. Sam Darnold, 25 wins as starting quarterback since 2024. Against the wild card, he got sacked 9 times and threw an interception against the Rams. Last 2 games against the Rams, man, he's got 5 interceptions and he's been sacked a lot against this Rams team. But so far, he hasn't made the mistakes that you'd expect him to make yet. On your left, you got general manager John Schneider, who is an expert at crafting quarterback contracts. There's an early flag here. Many flags. All probably for the same thing. Here's the call. And a rare Seahawks false start there by Bradford. There's your commentators for the night. Al Michaels at Kirk Herbstreit. Absolutely love those guys. Some of the best in the business. It would be an honor to work alongside Kirk Herbstreit at some point in the future. Such a talented young man. Me and he's. But Al Michaels, of course, the greatest probably of all time, sitting in that chair there. Boy, will he be missed. Jackson Smith and Jigba in motion. And Darnold looked that way. He's got nothing. He's going to step up, and he's going to be taken down. Unclear whether they're going to call it a sack or not. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 regardless. Darnold lost his hand warmer. This season, he's got a career-high completion percentage at 67%. He's got 3,488 yards passing, 22 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and 102 quarterback rating. The problem for Darnold this season really has been turnovers. When he throws more than one interception, things start to go downhill for the Seahawks quite rapidly. Just turnovers in general are the downside of this Seahawks team and have made games closer than need be. Darnold under pressure, he steps up, and he's going to be taken down. A great play there made by Nate Landman. Landman? I'm just going to call him Landman because it's more funny. Nate Landman. That is a surprisingly hard name to say. Landman. It's like land and then man. I'm like, Landman. Sounds like he's a superhero. What's your power? Dirt. Good play, though. I mean, reading the quarterback very well and then getting the ankles. So brings up 3rd and 15 now. Walker in motion. Darnold's going to pitch it outside to Walker. Worked well the first time. He's got some blockers, but it doesn't look like he's going to get the first down this time as he's just herded out of bounds. So it'll be 4th and 8, and the Seahawks are going to punt again. Again, they're not taking a huge amount of time off the clock. That was only a minute and a half. It's going to be 2 minutes by the time they get the punting unit out. But Chris Shula, happy for his guys out there right now. It's the Rams defense playing very well. I'm telling you, this is a playoff game. These teams they're playing like playoff teams. Defense is playing, offense is playing. More the defenses than the offense, but that's the gateway there. At some point, both of these offenses are going to break through. I got a feeling. Ooh, a legal block in the back penalty. So this one isn't going to really count. But a good return nonetheless. A really good return out to the 38. I'm pretty sure there's a block in the back. Did I not see the flag? I was pretty sure. No, okay. No block in the back. It's going to count. 38-yard line is going to be where the Rams start their drive. I really thought there was a block in the back. It's like when you're so confident that people also think there's a block in the back. Yeah, I mean, playoff teams playing like playoff teams. At some point, the offense is going to come. I was certain, yeah. All right, 3rd game of the window. Oh, by the way, the Xbox Bowl just started, in case you'd rather watch that. It's Missouri State taking on Arkansas State, which, in case you're not familiar with college football, is frankly a very, very bad game. But there are 2 teams playing in a game called the Xbox Bowl, which is pretty cool. In case you're wondering, where does the Xbox Bowl take place? Well, don't worry, I have the answer for you. The Xbox Bowl takes place at Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. I actually have a really old video on my channel that takes place at that stadium. So that's the Dallas Cowboys training facility. It's not even their real stadium. I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's their practice field, and that's where that bowl game's being played. So congratulations to the first iteration of the Xbox Bowl. All right, anyway, back to important college football stuff. College football playoff game 3, 11th Tulane takes on 6th Ole Miss. Ole Miss, they got some culture issues. No Lane Kiffin. Instead, they got Pete Golding. But they seem like they like Pete Golding enough to beat Tulane, at least, considering Tulane's not that good. They fixed a lot of problems. I'll give them that. So that one's going to be played, in case you're wondering, at Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi. So Ole Miss is taking on Tulane there. Ole Miss should dominate, really. The only way Tulane manages to win this one is if John Summerall suddenly harnesses his inner, tsunami defense. That's what I call it, at least, because at times their defense has been remarkable. But my prediction, I got 38-14. Ole Miss cleans up fairly easily. They move on to the next round. Next commercial, we got the final game, James Madison and Oregon. Remaining schedules for the teams that are favorite in the NFC West and thus also the favorites in the NFC. Rams have the Falcons, Cardinals, Seahawks. They got the Panthers and 49ers. 49ers have the Bears, Colts, and Seahawks. It's a handoff here to Kyron Williams, and a good run this one is for a gain of 9. The Rams that was Blake Corum. It's so annoying for me that they wear number 22 and 23. I have this problem even when I'm not commentating. I'm like, oh, great run for my fantasy team. They're like, actually, this is Blake Corum. So with a win, the Rams are up to 89%. The Seahawks are up to 52%, and the 49ers are 17%. With a loss, 23-2-2. So teams really can't afford to lose at any point. Hand off again to Corum. He's got another good run for first down Los Angeles. But ultimately, the Rams win this one. It's hard to stop them. It's hard to imagine the Rams losing the NFC West if they win. If they lose, if they win. I was right the first time. Because then if they do happen to, I really just don't think it's possible for this Rams team to lose to both the Falcons and the Cardinals. It's just not realistic with the way those two teams have been playing. I mean, Jonathan Gannon's going to get fired anyway. It's about time. Someone needs to fire their owner, really. Hand off again to Corum. He's going to get 4 yards. 2nd and 7, 3 yards. Okay. 13 personnel for the Rams this season. They've had 3 tight ends. They like this. It provides more big bodies. 3 tight ends, 1 receiver. And then otherwise just lineman. And it provides for some weird opportunities. See a wide receiver. He comes underneath here. Curves upfield, and he's got thrown. But the tight ends, the big reason they're there is for blocking. If you can get a player in the open field, it can provide some blocking there, and that's why the Rams tend to run more tight end heavy formations. And this one's going to go to Kyron Williams, and Williams is going to get about 5? Yeah, 5. I was trying to remember whether they were on 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8. So Weatherspoon's had a nice start to this game for Seattle. He's made some plays early. It's Devon Witherspoon. I'm actually, not to say that I'm glad that, he's injured, because I'm not, but it makes my job easier that there's not 2 Weatherspoons on either side of the ball. Then I can't just say Weatherspoon, then I have to be like Devon and Akello. 3rd and 2 now for the Rams. Another 3rd down. They haven't been good on 3rd down today. It's a handoff to Kyron Williams, and they're good this time. Right up the gun for a 4-yard gain and a first down. Telling you, Kyron Williams is the underappreciated heartbeat of this Rams offense. Because frankly, what is this Rams offense if they're one-dimensional? A little celebration there by Matthew Stafford. But if a one-dimensional offense gets you nowhere. Look at the Dolphins, for instance. Rams struggling with the play call with the sound here at Lumen Field. They got 2 seconds. They barely get it off. And it's just a simple handoff and a successful one at that. And a nice play there made by Blake Corum. That's a gain of 9, 2nd and 1. So far, both Corum and Williams are moving the ball very well for Los Angeles today. And that's opening up the play action as well and the passing game in general. The way you're supposed to run an offense is a good run game first, and then just a pass game that improves out there with negative. We have one. We have a dimension. We can run the ball really well. We're a really good running team. The thing is, when teams then stack against the run, forget passing the ball. A little run to the outside. It's Corum. Oh, he almost had a huge play ahead of him. He might have been able to cut the edge of all those defenders, and instead he's going to be tripped up for only a gain of 3, but it is enough for a first down, so 1st and 10 Los Angeles. But ultimately, that's what happened against Pittsburgh, is we ran the ball, and Pittsburgh suddenly just put 10 people on the line, and then they forced Tua to throw, and his first throw, he threw an interception, and then on. And ultimately, that's why he got benched. We'll get into that later. There's Les Snead, the Rams general manager. He's done a nice job in his short tenure here with the Rams. 1st and 10 now, play clock at 5, Stafford to throw. Under some pressure, throws over the middle, it's Kyren Williams. Williams trying to hit him with a stiff arm, but ultimately taken down by Nick Kamenwari. He's a fighter. I cannot say enough good things about Kyren Williams and just either running back on either side of the ball. Like they both provide an extra dimension to their offense. It makes them exponentially better. 2nd down now for the Rams, 2nd and 4. Stafford to throw. Stafford hits over the middle. He's got is that Mumfried or Mumfred? Mumpfield. It's Mumpfield. This is already the best game of his career, by the way. The rookie out of Pitt. I guarantee you Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are doing the same thing. We're like, 15. They just have someone over here going, 15's Mumpfield. I'm over here like, who's Mumpfield? I'm like, who's that? It's just Al Michaels. Sorry, 1 second. Who's Mumpfield? It's true. Play clock's at 3. 2, they barely get it off. It's another handoff to Kyren Williams. Williams, a nice run. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3. And this Rams run game has been unstoppable so far. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way to describe it. Their pass game's been pretty good as well. I mean, Stafford has 164 yards passing already, and they've accumulated 85 yards rushing, minus the 4 that Stafford got. So Corum and Williams are having amazing games to start this one off. I say to start this one out, we're already almost at halftime. It's been a relatively quick-moving game. Nakua, quick little motion. It's a play action. He's going to hit Nakua. Oh, no, that's Ferguson. And Ferguson in the flat for the touchdown for the Rams. And so Los Angeles charges on, and the tight end Terrence Ferguson gets in the end zone yet again this season for the Rams. I expect the Rams to go for 2 here. I would. Just go for 2. I thought it was going to be a handout. Nakua, I lost track of the play completely. Camera angle was awful, first of all. Credit Prime Video. But he just slipped out. I thought it was Nakua just based on where they were at snap. But Nakua then cut to the middle of the field, which caught the safety in his aura, I guess. The extra point is good. They only went for 1. I would have probably gone for 2, but I guess it's sensible considering how miserable your team's been so far on 3rd and short. So Ferguson gets the first score of the day for the Rams. And LA have taken their first lead. It's 13-7 Rams. All right, time for the offense. The Rams have now had 3 straight successful drives. Technically, honestly, 4 straight. They've been almost dominant with the exception of not being able to finish drives. Again, with the exception being that one. But Seattle, they got to get going on offense. If they want any chance. Oh, all right. So, the last game of college football round number 1, the playoffs, is Oregon taking on James Madison. It's the 21-point favorite taking on the team that nobody thought should actually be there. In case you're wondering, Oregon's the 21-point favorite. James Madison's the team that no one thought should be there. Just to clear the air. But Oregon, they have the worst record. No, I'm kidding. They do, but they're gonna win. It's gonna be pretty bad. The only thing that keeps James Madison in the game is that James Madison, we don't really know how bad they are or how good they are because they don't really play good teams very often. The only good team they played was, I think, Louisville earlier in the year, and that was kind of sad. Yeah, they played Louisville earlier in the year and lost by 14, and Louisville's just eh. So yeah, this could be like a 56-20 like obliteration by Oregon, and chances are it will be. But they're also playing in Eugene, Oregon, and the weather is going to be, Pacific Northwest, similar to our game. It's going to be raining. Like you're going to walk. It might not even be raining. You're going to walk outside and you just get hit by dampness, which is just what it's like in the Pacific Northwest, where you're just walking and suddenly you're soaked, even though it's not raining. It's also like Florida. It's like you'd be surprised how many similarities there are between Florida and the Pacific Northwest. Just in the Pacific Northwest, it's cold. Yeah, that's just the big difference, really. Oregon's going to win, though. It's going to final score. I got 45-20. Let's go with that. Well done, Kobe Turner. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Please don't copyright me tonight. This is going to be a touchback, so the Seahawks are going to the 35-yard line. I do love a good bit of piano myself. Used to play, personally. A long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but I did used to play. We'll say something I dislike about the Seahawks uniforms is the field that came with it. That logo, like the center of the field. What designer made that? Like, it's awful. Why did you feel the need to put Navy there? Hand off Charbonnet here. He's going to only get a yard. Then he's going to be stuffed 2nd and 9. Like, why did they feel the need for the Navy football? We don't need that. That'd be cool. That's how a lot of people feel. Yeah, I know a violinist who was messing with me about how easy piano is. She might be here, actually. Who knows? And then she was like, oh, piano's so difficult. How did you do it? I'm like, yeah, piano's difficult. There. Be impressed with me. Chris Shula, he's worked his way up the Rams coaching staff for a long time. He's been working his way up for 8 years, and now he's at the highest level and soon to be a head coach from the looks of it. 2nd and 8. Oh, Darnold swallowed up. Guess who? It's the piano man, Kobe Turner. And he delivers a performance there and a huge play. Look at him. Just storms through the offensive line for a loss of 8. Oh, Gray Zabel never stood a chance. Wow. He's conducting his own orchestra. 2 sacks already for the Rams today. Not quite the 9 that they had against Minnesota in the wild card last season, but there's still time left. Play clock's at 3 for Seattle. It's at 1 now. Ooh, they hardly got that off. Hand off to Kenneth Walker. He's still on his feet. Kenneth Walker's going to get the first down. And a gain of 18 from Kenneth Walker the third. What a run. And a beast mode style run from Kenneth Walker. First down. Blue ball's a questionable choice. Yeah. The end zones are also kind of ugly compared to, like, we look at some of the field designs we've seen from these rivals uniforms, and this one kind of just pales in comparison to some of the other ones. When we come back from the 2-minute warning, Seattle, or should I say Kenneth Walker, is moving their offense down the field, trying to get them back in the game when we come back. All right, we've done college football. So next up would be playoff clinching scenarios for this week. And I'll also give a little breakdown on the NFC West and, what could go right/wrong in the coming weeks. Like, what does it look like? I've already kind of explained it. I don't know that I have time now because I don't trust this 2-minute warning. But maybe. Sorry about your USF Bulls, by the way. They just couldn't muster the win in the bowl game. Ooh. I just hit my phone on the table and it almost went right down. Yeah, USF's they're gonna have a tough time this next season because they're losing their quarterback. and their head coach got stolen. Basically, they poached him. As most good quarterbacks who are part of the group, most good head coaches from the group of 5 do. They get poached. So now you can root for Auburn. And in case you don't know where Auburn is, join the club. Seriously, do you know where Auburn is? I do know where Auburn is, actually. Just clear the air. I'm not that bad. I'm like, okay. There's a reason it's called the Iron Bowl, guys. Well, moreover, there's a reason that it's a rivalry, the Iron Bowl. It's because it's in Alabama. There you go. I just answered it. Just in case you didn't feel like Googling it today. Alberta. I heard of that state. They're going to a halftime show at halftime. I'm probably not. I don't know what I'm going to do. Nothing. I'm just going to sit over there and wait 12 minutes. 1st and 10 for Seattle coming out of this 2-minute warning. Kenneth Walker is going to get the edge, and he's going to lower his shoulder to get 5 yards. Seahawks sideline loves it. Carolina is calling to me. They have enough schools in Carolina. I don't know how they fit so many. They got NC State, North Carolina, South Carolina State. Why do you need 4? Where do you put them all? 2nd and 5. Handoff here. Walker's going to get a nice push. 4 yards. We're good. He got 4 yards. He's going to be just shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and short, or 2nd and short, or 3rd and short. It's a down. It's 3rd and short. Darnold, quarterback, snuck it. It's going to be 1st and 10. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, I'm good. All right, they're showing Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's been locked down today. Cameron Curl and Emmanuel Forbes Jr. are doing a phenomenal job on him. So credit to those guys. He's only got 1 target. He's got no catches, no receiving yards. Seahawks called their first timeout, by the way, after that play. I'm really pleased with this because, as I said, semifinal, the person that I'm going up against has Njigba on their team. So let's go Rams. And Kyron Williams, not Puka. Just don't throw it to him. Just avoid him. Even though he already has 74 yards, so he's already having a great game. 1st and 10 for Seattle at the Los Angeles 43. Handoff, Charbonnet. Hey, I mean, if this is how they're going to win the game, this is how they're going to win the game. But get up to the line now. You only have 57 seconds. Oh, the Rams called their first timeout. Oh, no. You know what this means? It means now they're in a good old-fashioned standoff between I'm going to score. No, I'm going to score. It's like when you both have the gun pointed at each other, and it's like, do it. No, you do it. I dare you. Something like this happened between San Francisco and Los Angeles earlier in the year, where the 2-minute warning was just so ridiculous that both teams got the ball twice. And it was like, how did you do that? And then neither of them did anything. It took you 2 minutes to play an entire quarter. .58 seconds were put on the clock after the LA timeout. Darnold's going to throw here. He's going to roll to his left, and he's going to take off himself. There's a flag, likely for holding. And Cam Kitchens is going to push Darnold out of bounds after a gain of about 5. 51 seconds till halftime. We'll see the flag here. I never introduced our referees. That was my fault. I should do that now. Holding on the defense. It's defensive holding. So it'll be an automatic first down for Seattle. So our officiating crew today, we have field judge Rick Patterson, down judge Sarah Thomas, side judge Chad Hill, line judge Walter Flower, back judge Tyree Walton, umpire Marcus Woods, and our head referee today, Brad Allen. There you go. Respect to these guys so that you know their name, whether they're great and you can give them some compliments or whether they're awful, in which you now know their names. It's 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Quick little throw over the middle to Cooper Kupp, and Coop's going to fumble. Cooper Kupp fumbles, and it's Rams football. And a huge play made to give the Rams back the ball with 43 seconds. And the Rams force a turnover against Coop. I'm not sure what happened there, but what a play. I thought Njigba was going to score. I was so scared that he was going to jump on it. It's just a quick little throw to Kupp, and then this hit here, boom. Cam Kitchens, a combination of Kitchens and Wallace, just what a hit. It's the helmet there, actually. It's Cameron Curl who got the helmet. Wow. What a forced fumble. It was just, look at this hit. Yeah, Cameron Curl. Boom. Helmet to ball. That was phenomenal execution, though. That is textbook fumble forcing. You either want to go shoulder to ball, helmet to ball. That was a really heads-up play by the Rams defense. So 1st and 10 from what I'm pretty sure is the 1-yard line. That was the 12th fumble loss this season by the Seahawks, which is the most in the NFL. So as I've said, if there's been one downfall for the Seahawks this season, it's been turnovers. Because where the turnovers are, the trouble tends to follow. So there's a bit of conversation now about where the Rams are going to be starting their drive. Seahawks fans are not happy about this call. It sounds like they're calling it a touchback. So Seahawks fans, you hear the boos. They're not happy. And the big reason for that is that Terry McConnelly says that he did not have possession of the ball until he was in the end zone. So instead of being backed up at the 1-yard line, the Rams are starting at their own 20 instead, which gives them a lot of breathing room. So Cooper Kupp fumbling against his former team. Ouch. Boo, but also because go. I thought you were rooting for the Seahawks. Yeah, I mean, this has been a playoff game. Both teams are playing very well. The Rams, I would say, are probably outclassing Seattle. They're out executing Seattle for certain. And as I said coming into this game, the Rams should win. They're the better team. It's just a lot of mental mind games that have been happening this week for them, and a quick turnaround that just got like a lot of stuff's happened for them, but they've done a really nice job. Like the Rams have picked the Hawks. Let's go. I win either way. So the winner controls a path to the NFC 1 seed, and the Seahawks, if they win, they clinch a playoff berth. So they can not only win the 1 seed, but they could possibly win the NFC West, possibly just win a playoff spot with a win. They really need this win tonight. Stafford to throw. He throws deep. Oh my goodness, I thought he caught it. Oh, Josh Jobe made a phenomenal defensive play on the ball. I thought he had it. Throw it up to Mumpfield, and he just doesn't reel it in. Mostly thanks to Josh Jobe, because Stafford put it right in the breadbasket. Look at how good that throw is, and then Jobe just makes a great play on the football. That took some defensive prowess there by Josh Jobe to force that incompletion. Well done. Really well done. And it's going to be a handoff. This is going to go for 6 yards. And Sean McVay is going to call his second timeout. It'll be third down. And I want to say 3 or 4. And come back. Here's a limping Rams lineman. That's Jackson. Hopefully he's all right. The Rams do not have many more backups on their team to back up the offensive line. See that Josh Jacobs touch it? I did, yeah. Very, very impressive. That's a running back. That's a running back, everyone. Harrison Mevis. 7 field goals made, 7 field goal attempts. Sorry, that's Mike Dreyer. That's really I started that 5 hours ago. What do you mean? Okay. 3rd and 5. Handoff. Williams going nowhere. He's stuffed at the line. It's 4th down. Seahawks have no timeouts. LA might just take this to halftime. And Stafford's heading to the locker room. And there's McVay. And thus, it'll be 13-7 at halftime. The Rams have dominated this game. And when I say they've dominated this game, I mean they have dominated this game in pretty much all facets. Let's hear what Mike McDonald has to say.
The penalty on the first down of the series is not going to help. So can't do that against this defense. So keep moving forward. Let's sustain some drives to go finish in the red zone. All right, thanks, guys.
No, yeah, he's right. Sustain drives, succeed in the red zone. Why doesn't every team follow that, really? Just sustain drives and score in the red zone. Wonderful there by Mike McDonald. He's absolutely correct. But generally, the Rams have dominated. They've been the better team. Yet it's only a 6-point game, so credit this Mike McDonald Seahawks defense keeping this game tight in what could be the game of the year, most important game thus far. So we'll see. It all comes down after halftime. We still have a lot of football left to be played, and the Seahawks are going to get the second half kickoff. So it is halftime. Later on in the commentary, we're going to talk Dolphins football. Mike McDaniel's future, Tua Tagovailoa being benched, and more. And, of course, we're also going to talk some other stuff in the NFL, clinching scenarios this week. So mark your games to watch on the calendar, and a lot more, divisional races, stuff like that. What needs to happen, who, what, when, where, just mostly by eyeballing it, because there's not a whole lot on ESPN about it. So I'm probably just going to do a bunch of math for the next second half. So I got to go get ready for that. And I'll see you guys in just a few moments, and we'll be back after halftime. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the second half. We actually had quite the entertaining halftime show in case you missed it. Back in Lumen Field, where the Stafford-led Rams are almost dominating, but the Seahawks defense won't let their offense get out of this game easily. Winner might take the 1 seed, and the winner definitely takes a playoff berth, considering the Rams already have, and if the Seahawks win, they will as well. So we have quite the second half coming your way. Seahawks are only down by 6, and they're getting the ball now. And we could have a very entertaining second half now. No, I mean, this has the potential to be one of the best second halves, period, in all of football this season. I'm willing it into existence because I got a feeling at some point one of these two offenses is gonna take off. There's no way this game finishes 13-7. Here's Sean McVay. He never lets them ask a second question. I love that about Sean McVay. He always answers everything they want to hear in the first question and then leaves. Njigba in motion. They're going to want to get him going a little as the game goes on. They hit Charbonnet, who's hit in the backfield twice, 3 times, but he still manages to get 2 or 3 yards. Really, what McVay said there was we got to get ourselves in better positions, which is just a fact. They've been in third down way too many times on offense, and he seems generally proud of his defense. But in general, he's pretty thrilled about how his defense is performing offensively. He knows they need to have better execution, which is 100% true, and they need to be able to maintain, first, second down, big success rate plays. Sam Darnold to throw, and he's going to hit underneath. It's Charbonnet again, and Charbonnet is going to come close to the first down, but it's going to be 3rd and 1. So he gets swarmed there. So success rate is a metric used to define success on the first down of a sequence. So 1st and 10. That would count as success rate. If you were to get a first down there, that would boost your success rate. Just a little statistical, knowledge there. And here we go. We got, is that Cooper Kupp? Who is that? It's a fullback? Someone's under center, and they're going tush push. And it looks like they're going to get the first down. Yeah, that was the tight end, A.J. Barner. As I like to call him, A.J. Barner Burner, because he can make some plays. He's got that fire in him. He's a burner. Like a Bunsen. So they go tush push, but with a tight end. That must work. Yeah, he just gets straight through. Didn't need any pushing help. Didn't need any help. He just basically slid through. So 1st and 10 now for Seattle. Darnold under center. There's Barner in motion. Handoff Walker. Kenneth Walker. A nice run. Kenneth Walker's in the open space. The 30. The 20. He's gone. Touchdown. Seattle. Kenneth Walker. And the Seahawks have tied the game in explosive fashion. What a run by Kenneth Walker. Oh my goodness, he broke it wide open. Look at this run by Kenneth Walker. He just bounces it. That's what I'm telling you. He's all about patience, cutting, speed. And he just showcases what makes him such a brilliant running back here. He got 3 cuts and then just great vision, seeing the hole, and then just absolutely turning on the jets as he walkered on in. And Jason Myers' extra point is good. 14-13, Seattle has the lead. Kenneth Walker, he's starting to get his wheels a-turning. Seattle leads by 1. Rams offense when we come back. Walker in the park. Nice. That was a good run. That was about as clean of a run as it gets, truly. That was a very good run. I've talked about the running backs a lot today, and Boy, are they making me look good. Very first drive, I said these two running backs, they're going to make some plays. And so far, Kyron Williams, he's got 14 carries for 49 rush yards and has been generally hard to stop. And Kenneth Walker now has 6 carries for 90 yards and a touchdown. Fantastic. Great run there. Just for a little calculation, that was a 55-yard rush by Kenneth Walker. They needed that lifeboat desperately. They did. That was some serious CPR skills right there. He just breathed life back into the offense. And now the fans are back into the game, which means the noise is going to be there. The 12th man is momentum-based. That's something that's been established many times over the years, is that the 12th man is momentum-based, because Seattle can get pretty quiet when they're not playing well. So definitely, really, this is going to be fun. Ooh, donut holes. Yum. Good run there by Kenneth Walker. That is just wildly impressive. Thursday Night Football next week. It's Christmas. It's Christmas time. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos. It's an irrelevant game. We won't be there. Yeah, no, it's a pretty bad game. Games that we might consider doing next week. Texan, no, it's kind of early, actually. Ravens Packers. I mean, if the Ravens beat New England, we're probably going to be Ravens Packers. If they don't, might be checking out Bears 49ers on Sunday Night Football. And that'll probably be the last commentary of the year. Sad to say. Last commentary of the NFL year. It is factually the last commentary of the year, but it'll probably be the last commentary of the NFL regular season because, good kick. A good kick here for Los Angeles is going to get it in the landing zone and a nice little bounce outside. He's going to pin him at the 26 and a good tackle made there by Young. So that one's probably going to be the Week 17 game. Week 18, I'm not going to make any commitments to that. I really don't think it's going to happen because I'm going to be really busy that week. But we will return for the wild card. Yeah. And then, of course, the divisional round as well. And I might do weird stuff in the divisional round. It's unclear whether I'll actually do something in the divisional round. We're going to work it out when we get there. That'll come later. No. Hand off to Corum. This is going to go nowhere. Second down. Oh, so it was Kyron Williams. 22-23. The deal with that is that the national championship, I kind of want to do it, and that's on the 20th, which would make it kind of uncomfortable for me to do games on both the 19th and the 20th or the 18th and the 20th. So don't really want to do that. But we'll see how it goes, how it ends up. So I may just not do a divisional game, but we'll see. Might just sub it in. Stafford on 2nd and 9. He's going to throw low, and that's another drop from Davis Allen. That's 3 on the day. That's 3 too many. He could have caught that. It was a bad pass, but he could have caught that. So 3rd and 9 now. They've averaged 4.1 yards to go on 3rd down, and they're only 2 of 8. They have been really, really bad on 3rd down, and they've been awful at setting themselves up for success as well. So 3rd and 9. Kyron Williams in motion. Stafford, he's going to look to throw. He's under pressure. He's rolling left. He unloads deep. He's wide open at the 25-yard line. It's Smith, Xavier Smith. Matthew Stafford drops a bomb to the 25-yard line. Oh, my goodness. He was wide open. See this route here by Xavier Smith. They're showing Puka here because he draws the safety in, and therefore Smith is then open. Yeah, That's a really good kind of just, again, it's Puka's aura. He draws in corners and safeties like very few receivers in this league can. They are terrified of him. Xavier Smith in his second season out of Florida A&M, undrafted. Wow. 1st and 10, Seahawks showing a considerable amount of pressure. And this one's blown dead. All right. They called timeout because they were going to run the risk of a delay of game. Yeah, that was certainly a risk, the deep throw, but boy, did it pay off. And now we're getting what we asked for. The offenses are starting to figure things out. Halftime win. Now they're going, okay, maybe we got a good idea about what's going on. So both head coaches got their offenses back in the game a bit. So now they're starting to roll. Stafford, 33 completions to receivers, 20-plus yards down the field, which is the most in the NFL this season. Kyren Williams is the running back. Allen is playing fullback. Hand off to Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams, nice little hole. He's going to get 6 yards. There's a flag. I'm going to guess holding. And it will be. It's Alaric Jackson. Alaric Jackson on the holding. There's not a lot, but okay. There wasn't a ton. But they called holding anyway. So 1st and 20 now for Los Angeles from the 34. Oh, flea flicker. Oh, it just goes underneath to Parkinson. But it's a good little run. Yards after catch there from Colby Parkinson. Gets 16. We get so excited when we see flea flickers just because like all the original flea flickers from back in my day used to all be like 40-yard. Someone's got to be open. But this time there's absolutely no one going truly deep. So it's just a little dump down. It worked, but still. Second and 4. Nakua in motion. Stafford play action. Rolls to his right. Wanted Nakua. Thought better. He's going to run it himself, and he's going to be pushed out after a gain of 1. Delivering excitement unlike any other. Yeah, I mean, Philly's special. I don't know. Anything with more than one exchange is pretty entertaining, really. So Darnold trying to stay warm on the sideline, as he's been waiting for a bit now. And the Rams just continue their long drives. You see there 24 minutes of time of possession compared to Seattle's 11. Rams have dominated holding the ball. Oh, Williams got it, and he's going to lose a yard. He's well short of the first down, 4th and 3. Ernest Jones, the 4th, came right through. And Sean McVay, he's having a frustrating time with his offensive line today. He has not been particularly thrilled with the line work in general. As you see, Lawrence here comes through, gets the initial pressure, and then Ernest Jones, sorry, there's Byron Murphy. And then Ernest Jones finishes the job, the former Ram, Ernest Jones, I should add. 36-yard field goal attempt. Oh, it's a high snap. He still got it. Oh, man, that was close. If the Seahawks were a little more heads up, they would have blocked it cleanly. There is a flag, though. If it's on Seattle, no. Okay. Oh, no, it's on. Yeah. Okay. It was on Los Angeles. It was a false start, so they're going back 5 yards. Hope the snap's not that bad, because he didn't have the height for 5 yards back. Oh, the center. Yeah, the center moved. And it was a bad snap as well. Nick Kamanwari almost got a whole piece of it. Yeah, so the center moves early. Phew. I'm stunned he managed to get that kickoff. So that was the long snapper. No mistake. I misused the term. So 41-yard field goal. Hope it's a little cleaner this time. And it is, in fact, it's 16-14. The Rams are back on top. That's the third field goal of the day. And 16-14 Los Angeles. Okay. There we go. Seahawks are getting the ball back. Now I'm sitting back down. All right. Let's do some playoff math. Let's start in the NFC. Since we've already been there for a while, let's go NFC West specifically. If the Rams win this game, they need to win one other game, and then they're good. They need to either beat the Falcons or the Cardinals. So if they win 2 of 3, they're in. They're the NFC West champions. And that's as simple as that, really. The Seahawks need to win this game, kind of need the Rams to lose another one, and they need to, not really, no. They need to beat the 49ers is the big one. They need to win out. So if the Seahawks win this one, then they need to beat the Panthers and the 49ers because they have to maintain that even record with the Rams at least, or ideally. Actually, I'm not sure if they own the tiebreaker. Let me check real quick. They don't, actually. So if the Seahawks win this one, they have to win out. Yeah. So Seahawks do still have to, they will control their own destiny by virtue of winning, which isn't the easiest thing in the world, but they still have to manage that. San Francisco's way to go about it. San Francisco would rather Seattle win than Los Angeles because they really can't catch Los Angeles at this point. Meanwhile, San Francisco beat Seattle back in week 1. So they have that over them. And if they win the second one, they're up to 11 wins, as well as they beat either, really they got to beat Indianapolis, which shouldn't be the most challenging thing in the world. Ultimately, San Francisco doesn't have the tiebreaker over Los Angeles that they need necessarily. They do need to beat Seattle, though, and they kind of need the Rams to start losing some games as well. So they need that to happen. I think they need the Rams to lose 2, and they need, including this one, that is, if they lose this one, they need them to lose either to Atlanta or Arizona. And then Seattle, they need Seattle to win this and then lose to them. But it all comes at winning out for all of them. So the path's a little more complicated for San Francisco in the NFC West. Really, the likely options, Los Angeles, because even if the Rams lose this one, they win one more anyway, and they're fine. Like, okay, we have to beat the Cardinals or the Falcons. Ooh, scary. They probably have to beat both of them if the Seahawks win. Not necessarily anything else after that. If they win, they only have to beat one of them. But yeah, it's not going to be super difficult for the Rams. Again, we look at Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's had a terrible game. Like, this has been his probably worst game of his career. He's always open 24/7 apparently, but not today. 45% of the team's receiving yards come from him. He's the 4th highest in a season since 1970. But that hasn't been the case today. He had 0% of their receiving yards. We'll do the other divisions later on, including the NFC North. We'll probably go to NFC East next, just because it's faster. Play action. Darnold steps into one, and he's going to floor one. That's Njigba's second target of the day. Smith and Jigba, sorry. Receiving yard leaders coming into today, and Jigba's 1, Nakua's 2. George Pickens is 3 somehow, and Jamar Chase is 4? Really? It feels like Jamar Chase has had a terrible season. That's a crazy list. There's going to be a false start on Seattle, so it's going to back him up even further. So it'll be 2nd and 15 now. Second and 15 and Jigba in motion. Smith and Jigba in motion. He'll join Darnold in the backfield. He'll try and slip out, and he's going to get the call. It's his first catch of the day, and it's a gain of 20. Jackson Smith and Jigba on the little wheel, kind of inside wheel, I would say. Clever play there by Seattle. They're trying to get him open in creative ways, and he just shows his speed and route running right there, and then just strong running. He's trying to get more involved up to midfield. Finally, and Jigba getting involved. Screen to Charbonnet. Charbonnet upended by Wallace. Oh, man. Great tackle there by Wallace, making it 2nd and 10 still. Look at this. Look at Wallace with the, WWE. He's double covered, and then he just picks him up. Bam. Good play made there by Wallace. It'll be 2nd and 10. From the 49. Barter in motion, handoff to Charbonnet. Charbonnet's up the middle, and he's going to get 2 yards and not a yard more. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Apparently, Matthew Stafford jumped to 7th all time on the passing yard leader list. Oh, and it's intercepted! A quick throw slant! It's intercepted by Wallace, and Wallace is gonna go all the way back! Oh no, he's gonna be an inch short! Kenneth Walker stole it from him. And he just jumps the route cleanly. I was talking about the other quarterback, and it was a quick slant, and Wallace read it like a book. And another great play from Josh Wallace. He even had himself a drive there. In his 2nd season out of Michigan, you see it's just a quick little, and he just cuts down on it. Oh, what a good play. And Josh Wallace almost takes it all the way. Look at Kenneth Walker. My goodness. That's a fast man. He was 40 yards back on him. Look how far he is. He chased him all the way down. But he reads it beautifully. It's a zone defense, and he just reads the slant. And Darnold throws another interception. And you know what I say? Whenever Darnold has 2 or more turnovers, Seahawks have their 2 turnovers today, and the Rams have a chance to break this one wide open. Don't tell me that's Corum. It's Blake Corum in the backfield. Corum's gonna get in, I think. He's in. It's a gold rush. Touchdown, Los Angeles. And the Rams are going to get in the end zone off of the Wallace interception. 22-14, pending the extra point. Let's double check. I looked in. Yeah, that's a touchdown. Absolutely. I think, well, ball's on the plane. Yeah, it's a touchdown. So Wallace gets them to the inch, and Corum caps it off. And the Rams taking full control. Took a while to get to the punchline. We got there. And the extra point is good. The Seattle crowd, his breath has been stolen. And Darnold's turnover trouble is in full effect. And the Rams are a rumbling. Wow. Roxy quarterback. He's got turnover issues this season that he didn't necessarily have in Minnesota last year, which is a little strange, is that he's actually, he's maintained the winning. He's just not quite been so efficient at not throwing turnovers and interceptions and a fumble. Now Seattle, they're down 2-0 on the turnover ratio, which is not what you want to see. So little bit of bad fortune for now. And the Rams, per ESPN Analytics, now have an 80.9% chance to win this football game. And thus, likely control. I mean, likely they're the 1 seed. Like this is probably it. If the Rams win this one, I think we know who our bye is, because there's just no reality in my mind that they lose to like either or Falcons, Cardinals, and or either. Like I just don't see it happening. Not with the way they've been playing. Let's take a look at some statistics for the day. Hawks have 2 turnovers, while the Rams have none. The Rams have outgained Seattle by a pretty remarkable 117 yards. The Rams have 6 more first downs than the Seahawks. They've struggled on third down a considerable amount, but neither team's had impressive success on third. Had better success on fourth, but again, not necessarily a good thing. In the red zone, the Rams are 2 of 5 on red zone trips. And time of possession, this is the big one. Rams have 25 minutes. Seahawks have 13. So it's been Los Angeles. I'm seeing a lot of gold in the statistics. The only one that I'm seeing highlighted green for is turnovers, and that's not a good thing. So right now, it's all Los Angeles. Seattle needs something. Like if they felt like they needed the Kenneth Walker play a few minutes ago, they need him to do it again. Although he probably used all of his energy chasing down that touchdown, which was impressive all by its lonesome. And now we're back at Lumen Field in Seattle. Washington, where are the Seahawks? Need something, yeah. They need something. Beautiful city, Seattle. I need you many more times. And a great play. They gave him the game ball, so that interception, they signed the ball to him. The equipment team goes out of the back of the end zone, so the Seahawks will be taking over at their 35 again. Kickoffs haven't been amazing for Los Angeles this game, but it hasn't really mattered much. Last 3 games against the Rams for Darnold, 6 interceptions, 11 sacks. That is awful. He's got some ghosts of his past, man. Like, truly, I've not seen a quarterback struggle this bad against a single team in a long, long time. Like, he has some ghosts that he needs to, because this is just a bad performance. Dangerous throw here. Gets it to Barner, and he's going to get 10 yards. A.J. Barner first down. Man, he has had problems. He's got to go exercise those demons, whatever, man, because this just is not what you want to see if you're Sam Darnold. This is the 3rd game now. I mean, what kind of look is it? Like, imagine we see Seahawks Rams in the playoffs. Everyone going to be like, Rams. They'll make it to the divisional round. It's Seahawks Rams. Like, this isn't a game. So Darnold gets hit hard. Oh, Landman almost intercepted it. Oh, man, Darnold got popped, and Landman almost had it. I'm stunned he didn't. And Darnold, he's got to shake it off, because that was not healthy by any means. He just gets absolutely popped, and the ball comes out tipped. I can't believe Landman didn't come up with that. As Omar Spates made the play. I remember struggling with his name last time they played the Vikings in the wildcard round. And a quick throw to Njigba. He's going to get 12. So Darnold's trying to pick up the pace a little, avoid the sacks, and try not to make any mistakes, as now the offense is going hurry up. Yeah, it was a good throw that time. Dangerous, but a good throw. It's a second catch, 32 yards for Smith and Jigba. Rashid Shaheed in motion. Darnold looks that way, looks back, under pressure, rolls to his right. Sam Darnold, there's a holding penalty, throws and overthrows A.J. Barner. This is coming back. It's holding. It's a fairly obvious holding. Yeah, in 10 years, guess what? Sam Darnold's going to be darn old. Yeah. It was on Abraham Lucas, who's had his fair share of holding penalties this season. Let's see it. Yeah, he just gets under the shoulder pad just for a second. But that's enough to call it. It wasn't a ton, but I do believe it was enough to call the penalty. I'm good. 1st and 20. Darnold's going to hand it off to Kenneth Walker. Walker is going to get a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and 19. Okay. 2nd and 19 now for Seattle. Ignore if you saw me do anything with my facial expressions at all. You saw nothing. 2nd and 19. Darnold, he's 9 of 14 for 121 yards and an interception, while Stafford's 19 of 21 for 231 and a touchdown. He also passed Phillip Rivers on the all-time passing leaders list, by the way. He's now 7th. Sam Darnold rolls left. He's going to hit Walker, and Walker's got a lot of room to cover. And Kenneth Walker trying to come up with a miracle. He somehow got 5 yards, which was fairly impressive in and of itself. Kenneth Walker ran a total of 15 yards on that play, and he got 5. Oh, man. Seattle's struggling. So far, the only player playing is Kenneth Walker. Clint Kubiak's got to get his offense back in it. So right now it's been the Rams game, and the Seahawks defense has been keeping it a little tight. But now it's 3rd and forever. Shaheed in motion. He hasn't been targeted yet today. 4-man rush. They bring an extra. Darnold throws sideline, and he is way out of reach of Cooper Kupp. It's going to be 4th and 14, so Seattle's going to have to punt. It is a 2-possession game, and Seahawks fans do not look thrilled. It's one of those, we're 11-3, but we're an ugly 11-3, which was also happened to be Minnesota last year. We're a really good team. We're just a really ugly, really good team. And so the punt from Michael Dixon is going to go out at about the 10-ish, I want to say. The 15, they're going to mark it. So the 15-yard line is where Matthew Stafford, now number 7, is going to take over on offense to try and essentially put this game away with a touchdown. All right, let's go over some more playoff stuff. Playoffs? So the Eagles can clinch the playoffs and the NFC East pretty easily with a win, I believe. I'm like 90%. I'm pretty sure. Boo the Eagles. I feel bad for the Eagles. They should just be a win and you're in scenario for them. And it is, yeah. If they win or Dallas loses against the Chargers, which is both likely, they might both happen, really. But I think the Eagles are pretty much clinched. They just have to beat Washington this Saturday. And they'll clinch there. So that's the NFC East for you. NFC South's a little more complicated. The Buccaneers and the Panthers play twice over the next 3 weeks, including on Sunday. It's gonna be crazy. If the Bucs, it's pretty much whoever wins 2 of 3. It's whoever wins 2 of 3, or if someone suddenly drops a game at some point. Because right now it's just a foot race between who's the better team. The Panthers have the Seahawks as their team in between the Bucs. The Bucs have the Dolphins. So I'm leaning more favor to Tampa Bay than I am Carolina, just because I think it's easier. Let's see, you got each other twice. And the team in the middle, we got the Dolphins, and we got the Seahawks. Panthers got the short end of the stick on this one, quite frankly. So I appreciate Carolina's effort. I think they've been a really fun and unpredictable team, and they've been a wild card, which makes me feel like they're deserving of playing in the wild card. But at the same time, it's going to probably be Tampa Bay. But at the same time, it's up in the air. It comes down to head-to-head. They haven't played each other yet. It's all up to Carolina. So only one of those teams, so only one team from the South and East. We assume all 3 teams from the West And that means one team's gone from the North. So we'll get into that in just a moment. Actually, wait, is it? I feel like my math is. Yeah, one team from the North is gone, guaranteed. Which one will it be? Could be all. It could be one of the three. So that's what we're going into on the next commercial. And off to Kyron Williams. He's got a nice burst of speed for a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Second down. 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. Receiving yards by quarter, Nakua had 74 in the first quarter and hasn't touched the ball since then. Another handoff for Kyron Williams. He's not going to get quite so far this time. He's going to get maybe a yard. 3rd and 3. .245 now. I mean, running the ball is a solid strategy when you're up by 2 scores. And they've ran the ball extremely well. So the Seahawks fans still trying to make some noise. Decibel levels at 106. Jeez. That's loud. It's not the loudest, but that's loud. 3rd and 3. Stafford to throw. He's going to hit his guy. That's going to be, who's that? Xavier Smith again. He had the big catch earlier. And he's going to get the first down here. So the Rams still rolling. And you see he just parks himself right in the zone. Easy first down. Stafford was he was doubting his throw a little, but he got it there. So Smith's got 2 receptions, 57 yards. Of course, that one, and then the big one earlier. First and 10. Play clock's at 5. Stafford, play action. He's going to take Kyron Williams, who gets smacked after he catches it, but it's going to go for 4, 2nd and 6. He holds on. Puka Nacua has no targets since the first play of the second quarter. Wow. I'm telling you, Puka and Jackson Smith and Jigba have been fairly well covered throughout the majority of this game. They just both had a big play. And that's padded their stats a little. But overall, they've not had a huge impact on this game. 2nd and 6. Stafford, handoff again to Kyron Williams. He's going to get 3. It'll be 3rd and 3 now for the second straight time. And I mean, the Rams are moving the ball very well. Like, they're running the ball like you should be. 3, 3, and then occasional 4. You know, make it. They're just getting 3 yards at a time. They need both smiling and photographs, and the stats are going to be bad. Crazy Seahawks fans are wild. Third and 3 now. Play clock is at 5. Stafford to throw. He throws over the middle. He's got Puka. And a big play from Puka. The 30, the 20, and Nick Amonwari chases him down at the 4-yard line. And a huge play by Puka Nacua. 3rd and 3. Turned 1st and goal to go when we come back from the third quarter break. And a great throw from Stafford and a great play from Puka equals the chance to put this game away. 30-14 is tough for Seattle. It really is. That is not an easy one to come back from with a quarter left. I don't love the odds. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Stafford's thrown for 302 yards. And we're not in the fourth quarter yet. We will be in a second, but not yet. All right, NFC North. This is where things get complicated. Assuming this works. It's been kind of finicky. Who can't finish Naku? Always down short of a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, It's fine with me. He still gets like 15 fantasy points. I'm like, I'm just not going to win in fantasy this year. It's not my year. So we know the Vikings are eliminated from playoff contention already in the NFC North, which leaves 3 teams, Bears, Packers, and Lions. And we know one of them is probably out. So let's go through it real quick. The Bears, they have the Lions and Packers and 49ers left on their schedule. That is a tough, tough schedule. There is a realistic way in which the Bears do not win another game this year. Then we look over at the Packers. The Packers, they got obviously the Bears. And if this would load, I would know who else they're playing. It's almost there. They got the Ravens and the Vikings. So the Vikings is kind of a gimme for them. And the Ravens is a potentially tough game. But ultimately, yeah, I think the Vikings is kind of just a gimme at this point. That one's their easy game. But then again, when it's the Packers, there is no such thing as an easy game because, Cardinals, Panthers, Browns. I mean, my goodness. The sheer amount of teams they should have blown out of the water this year and have only done so like once. It's not been amazing. I don't love the Packers odds this year. Their offense just hasn't been up to standard. Then we look at the Lions, who have the Steelers, the Bears later. And I don't know what's going on. I must not have internet or something. Okay. Feels this on. First and goal. It's Kyron Williams. Oh, come on, man. Just score a touchdown. Second and goal from the 3 now. And the Lions have the Viking. So the Lions and Packers both have a gimme against the Vikings, or what could be considered a gimme. The Bears have the toughest schedule of the 3, but they also have the biggest lead of the 3. They are at 10 wins. The Packers are at 9 and a tie. And the Lions are at 8. So here's the deal. If the Lions and the Packers finish with the same record, the Packers are in because the Packers tied against the Cowboys earlier this year. So that's interesting. Hand off again, Kyron Williams. Please score. Kyron Williams. Is he in? He's still on his feet. Oh, my goodness. No, he's down at the 1. I was like, where'd he go? And then I realized he's still like 4 yards back and he's still fighting. That's crazy. So the Lions, they got the Steelers. This Steelers game coming up is huge for them. The Lions don't play the Packers again. So that's something. So Lions-Bears could decide a lot. But even if the Lions beat the Vikings, Kobe Bryant is injured. So the Seahawks training staff is going to come out to attend to him on 3rd and goal. We'll be back after this injury timeout. It looks like a knee injury. Not comfortable. Yeah. The Lions, they don't have it easy. They need help. And they need the way for the Lions to make it in the NFC North. They can still win the NFC North. Like, it's doable. Don't get me wrong. Like, they can do it. But it involves, Jay Harbaugh. Look at that. It's another Harbaugh. It's crazy. Yeah, so they need the Bears to lose out. They need to win out. Therefore, they will then have 11 wins. The Bears will have 10. And they need the Packers to only win 1 game, which they're kind of hoping is the Lions, which kind of doesn't work because then the Packers play the Bears. So no matter what, the Packers are going to have 10 wins. So they're going to get their win there. Hopefully, they want it more. They want the Packers to beat the Bears. But then after that, they want the Packers to kind of fizzle out towards the end, because they need to finish a game above them. Oh, what a throw from Stafford. Touchdown, Rams. A quick throw at the middle to Puka Nacua. And a great throw, a strike by Matthew Stafford. And it was quick, easy, and effective. And the Rams are up 30-14. That's not good for my fantasy. I mean, it looks like he's going to throw a screen and then he snake-eyed it. Oh, man, what a throw. Reek Woolen tried, but Puka, good hands, and what a throw from Stafford. He snake eyes it. Yeah, he literally snake eyes it. That's incredible. Extra point is good. It's 30-14. And the Seahawks are struggling to get a breath here, down by 16. Matthew Stafford. Rams, how about a snake? Little slither. All right, so there you have it. Rams are up now by 16. It's not completely out of reach, but it's pretty close. So as I was saying, there's a real scenario in which the Bears lose out. Like, it's possible. They can get the Bears to lose out. The problem then lies with the Packers, because then you need them to lose to the Vikings. Because that you need the Packers, regardless, you need them to beat the Bears. But then you need them to lose to Minnesota and Baltimore. So I don't see that happening. So one way or another, I think the Packers are in the postseason. There you have it. I got the Packers in. I don't think they're going to go very far necessarily, because I think they're going to play a good defensive team and then they're going to sputter and lose by like 5. It's going to be an awful game. Like, I guarantee you, whatever game the Packers are playing, it's just not worth your time. They haven't played like a truly phenomenal like shootout game this season. It's been pretty Like, all their games have looked like half-hearted attempts at football. Just in general, their offense is just miserable to watch. Defense is good, though, so that's something. Even against the Broncos, it was just like, I can't believe the Packers have moved the ball this well, and they're still not doing well enough to win. I just don't see the Packers offense being able to do enough to make the Super Bowl this year. They just don't have the firepower. And, yeah. So to me, it's the Lions missing the playoffs out of the teams that are left. I think it's Lions, most likely. They have the lowest chance in the NFC North. They need a lot of help. The way they do it is by winning out, and the Bears losing out is their easiest key. Because the Bears, they can go anywhere from the 2 seed to out. Like, they're not in. The Bears are not safe. They need to win 1, then they're kind of safe. But after that, not really. Oh, yeah. Super Bowl there. Yeah, that was one of the craziest moments in NFL history. There's Stan Kroenke, the owner and chairman of the Rams. This thing's still not working. I can't get the standings to come up. Titans made a Super Bowl. They did, yes. It was way early on, and they were a yard short of winning, of sending it to overtime and potentially winning. A yard short. So, yeah, there's the NFC for you. I got Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, Eagles, Bucks, Packers, and Bears as my 7. So that means the Lions, Cowboys, and Panthers are missing the cut. Next, we got the AFC, which we'll do one at a time. The AFC West is fairly straightforward, really. But we'll get there on the next break. So Darnold trying to pick his team up. He's going to have Smith and Jigba to the 38-yard line of Los Angeles. So a big play. So at this point, they just want to hurt my fantasy. Yeah, I'm not going to win. I guarantee you. I think I'm done. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing too hot. Kyron Williams really has not had the game I thought he had. Really. Yeah, I'm not going to win. Darnold to Njigba again, another 9 yards. 2nd and 1. So the Seahawks are going nice and quick now. Rightfully so. Kobe Bryant is heading into the locker room now. I happen to know someone who was very close with the basketball Kobe Bryant back in his day. Covered him all through high school and college, and then later in the pros. True legend there. Hand off to Zach Charbonnet. And a nice little 6-yard run. First down. Yeah, he likes bragging about it. He's always like, I was there. Yeah. I mean, Kobe Bryant truly was just an incredible person. Great story. It was really just a tragedy. But, yeah. It's a cool story. It's a very cool story. Yeah. Like the whole like idea. He tells it every time, but it's every time you see him, that's his story, but it's a good story. Kenneth Walker tries to get the edge, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Rams defensive line. Second down and 10. For Seattle now. 11:20 to go in the game, down by 16. But they are driving at the 24-yard line. And Jigba in motion. Darnold to throw. And he's going to hit Kenneth Walker underneath. Kenneth Walker is going to get the first down and a gain of 13. First down, Seattle. 11 minutes to play. They're at first and goal from the 10. Quick little throw here to Walker, just on a quick little Texas route as he heads towards the center of the field and breaks one tackle there, and Omar Spates has to be the one to bring him down. First and goal now from the 10. Smith and Jigba in motion. And Darnold looks that way, and he's going to throw that way. And Njigba is not going to get there. He's going to get maybe 4 yards on forward progress. Second and goal. It will be second and goal from the 6. Second and goal now, 10 minutes to play. Darnold. He's looking towards the center of the field. He's going to roll to his right. Under pressure. He's going to lob one out of bounds. Incomplete. Opening up third and goal from the 6. Smart move. Throw the ball away. He was in your face. Just don't make any stupid mistakes. You'll be okay. For the most part. Just throw the ball away. Nice move there by Sam Darnold. Smith and Jigba, he had 5 yards. He had nothing in the first half. He had 5 receptions in the second half, and he's got 72 yards, averaging 14.4 a catch. So when you throw to him, things tend to go right for Seattle. But the Rams did a nice job of keeping him quiet for the first half. Play clock's at 2. They get it off. Free blitzer. It's intercepted. And the Rams, it's a big man. He's still rolling. It's the piano man, Kobe Turner. And Darnold throws a pick. And this game's done. It's over. 9.5 left. It's not happening. So the comeback comes well short. And Darnold, Jared Verse came right through. Absolutely drills him. And the big man, Kobe Turner, just sits there, parks, and waits for the music to play. It's an interception. Rams football at their own 11-yard line, up by 16 with 9:39 to play. So the Rams are likely now the top seed in the NFC. We now know pretty much all we need to know. I mean, obviously it's not all done until the fat lady sings, but it's obviously not likely. I would say it's probably not going to happen. Odds are the percentages. Let's back me up a bit here with ESPN Analytics. There's a 98.8% chance the Rams win this one, so there's a very low chance that Seattle can manage. Sam Darnold has now fallen back on his old ways of multi-interceptions per game. So yeah, All right, let's go to the AFC playoff picture. It's pretty straightforward. In fact, there's only 9 teams still competing in the AFC. The Broncos are a lock. And then we go through the other teams. The Patriots are pretty much a lock. They're winning, they're in. The Bills are winning, they're in as well. And it just so happens that the Bills have the Browns, so they're probably in. The Patriots have a little bit of a tougher game against the Ravens, but if they're a win, and they're in the playoffs. So that's probably going to happen there as well. The Jaguars are playing the Broncos, and that could determine quite a bit in the AFC seeding race, assuming the Jaguars get some luck to end their season and perhaps win out. They got the Colts and Titans after this, so it's perfectly reasonable to assume that the Jaguars can manage to win out. The Texans, meanwhile, have the Chargers, Raiders, and Colts. And the Texans are another team that kind of feels like they're probably in the playoffs. To me, Phillip Rivers, it's been fun, my guy. I have my doubts that he's going to be able to beat the 49ers, Jaguars, or the Texans. I really don't think he's beating the Texans, really. I think he's going to struggle quite a bit against San Francisco as well and Jacksonville. Yeah, I just don't see them winning. So I'm going to go ahead and say Colts are a no, which brings us to the 8th team. So our guys look like Broncos, Jaguars, Patriots, Bills, Texans, Chargers, which leaves us with the last spot going to the AFC North and the 4 seed, which comes down to Ravens and Steelers. Blake Corum with a quick run up the middle for 4 yards. Said he wouldn't play anything. Now you say he won't win. I really did. He doesn't look like he could pass a physical, okay? Like, he looks a little heavy set. Let's be honest. Come on. I really didn't expect him to pass his physical. I still don't agree with the choice to start him. Hopefully Riley Leonard comes back and they won't have to. He's old. It's going to go badly. Like, I can't read the future or anything, but I got a bad feeling. It's not going to go well, especially not if he plays against the Texans. If he plays against the Texans, he's going to get smoked. So that's one you want to avoid, just in general, because imagine Will Anderson bringing his full weight down on 44-year-old grandpa. That's not good. That's not ideal. So 3rd and 6 now for the Rams for another run. And the Seahawks. Things are looking grim for Seattle. $8:25 to play. Stafford throws, and this one's incomplete, headed towards Nakua. So it'll be 4th and 6. The Seahawks are going to get the ball back. I mean, there's still a chance. It's not a good chance, but there's a chance. Hawks done for the season 2. Got to go through the Rams to get to the Super Bowl. That ain't happening. I don't necessarily disagree. It really does seem like Sam Darnold has some serious issues with this Rams defense that he just can't get over. He just cannot find a way to win against this team. I mean, he's thrown now 6 interceptions and been sacked like 12 times. This is not a great punt. It's going to be returned by Rashid Shaheed, and it's a good return. And Rashid Shaheed is going all the way back in a punt return for a touchdown. They needed it most. And Seattle suddenly has life again. A punt return for a touchdown for Rashid Shaheed, traded from New Orleans. Oh, no. And with 8 minutes left, it's back potentially to a 1-score game, as Seattle's going to send their offense on the field to go for 2. A punt return for a touchdown. They're going for 2. Rashid Shaheed, traded from New Orleans, middle of the season. Dude, again, you don't need Darnold. He's going to have to make something happen here. He was close to stepping out of bounds, but he stayed in bounds the whole way. And a great return from Rashid Shaheed. That is something that Jay Harbaugh is thrilled about. And a great return from Shaheed, and 2-point try could keep Seattle in this game longer than we expected. Cup in motion. Darnold throws quick. He's got it to Cooper Kupp. It's a 1-score game. What a turnaround. It's 30-22, and suddenly, not only are the Seahawks back in the game, but the 12th men are back. and the stadium is electric yet again. Rashid Shaheed breathes life into the offense, and especially and the entire team. He just breathes life into them. They were down and out. Great return by Rashid Shaheed. Incredible. Okay, Sam, just pretend Cooper Kupp is on the other team. Really good return there. And then Kupp went in motion. And he's got a linebacker on him. You can tell already. And nice. Yeah, good. Good execution. It had to be a good throw, and it was a great throw from Darnold. Good catch by Cooper Kupp. That's why you work on the thigh master. So 8 minutes left. Now the Rams are suddenly, fine, got to go back on the field and actually play some football. 30-22. Seahawks, keep it in mind, they got 3 timeouts, 8 minutes left. Suddenly, this is winnable. Like, they needed that. They needed a quick score, and they got a quick score. Hey, hear me out. 98% looks, oh, he muffed it. Okay, he got it back. Whittington's down at the 22, and Seattle special teams is a rumbling. And that's the second good special teams play in 2, and the 12th man is getting on their feet. Lumen Field is going crazy right now. Look at these remaining schedules. The Seahawks don't necessarily have it easy, but a win does help. A win would be huge. Seattle needs this. They really need this. If they can do this even with their 3 turnovers, incredible. Nakua in motion. Play action. Stafford trying to end it quickly. Quick one to Nakua. Out of bounds after a gain of 3. Second down. Whoa. It's weird echo. It's 2nd and 7. What will Mike McDonald draw up for his defense here? The momentum has shifted very suddenly. Play action. Stafford under pressure. He barely gets one to Williams. It's incomplete, but he got it off. 3rd and 7. Leonard Williams bringing the pressure, and the Seahawks team is now pumped up. And he came right through. That was sheer power. Ooh, Stafford took a hit at the end there. Ooh, ow. No, he's fine. And Seattle is getting really loud, and they're feeling everything about the high decibel zone. 3rd and 7. It's amazing that they can hear. Play clock's at 1. They barely got it off. Stafford under pressure, rolls left. He's going to have to throw on the run, and he does, and it's caught. Oh, my goodness. What a catch. Konata Mumfield. The refs are saying incomplete. Oh, is that incomplete? Let's review this. The Seahawks are trying to reason with Sean McVay. Don't throw the challenge flag. It was incomplete, I promise. I mean, what a play, though. Just in general, by every party. Look at Devon Witherspoon locking down on Puka Nacua. Let's see. That is an incomplete pass. Well done, Seahawks. Oh, my goodness. Stevens has a case of those. It's incomplete. 4th and 7. So they were punting it away again. How about punting it out of bounds this time? And the Rams, they're not out kicking their coat. Yeah, punted it out of bounds. 7 minutes left. They're only down by 8. And the Rams only took them. That was their fastest drive of the day. And the momentum has shifted to Seattle. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see this coming. That was a phenomenal series of defensive plays. Wow. Seattle went from having a 1.4% chance of winning to a 17.1% chance. Fire. Gotta love statistics. That was unexpected. This could be one of the greatest comebacks we've seen in a while. 7 minutes left. We're still standing. Because, I mean, even if it ends horribly, We're still standing. Seahawks are 0-172 all time when trailing by 15 plus points in the fourth quarter. That is awful. Oh my goodness. What chance do you give them? I always gave them a smidgen of hope, but not much. Right now, I give them a good amount. Rashid Shaheed on the jet sweep. Shaheed's got the first down and more. He's got 20. He's got 30. And a huge run by Rashid Shaheed. First down, Seattle. There's a flag, so it might come back the other direction. Let's see. Oh my goodness! It was offside on Los Angeles. Seattle's got the first down to the Los Angeles 26. Oh my goodness. The Rams, just a minute ago, were looking like they were going to walk away with an easy win. And suddenly they let their guard down, and Seattle stabbing at every open spot they see. Mostly Rashid Shaheed. 1st and 10 from the Los Angeles 26. Darnold under center. Play clock's at 5. They killed the play. Darnold, play action. Rolls left, under pressure. Throws across his body. It's caught. Touchdown. It's a burner. Wow. Oh my goodness. A.J. Barner. Wow. It's 30-28, and Lumen Field is going absolutely ballistic. It's a 2-point game with just under 6.5 to play. 2 minute, they're going for 2. Oh my goodness. What? And the Seahawks are going for 2 here. This is for the biscuits to tie this game in less than 3 minutes' time. Man, maybe all Sam Darnold needed to do was throw the interception. Rashid Shaheed breathed just a little, and Seattle said, we'll take you from here. Here we go, 2-point attempt. Darnold under center. Charbonnet in motion. It's a screen. It's tipped. Oh, what a play. It's incomplete. It's 30-28. Jared Verse. Wow. What a great defensive play by Jared Verse. You'll see the touchdown here. Barner turns one way, quickly implants his foot. Cam Kitchens couldn't keep up. He falls. And then what a catch by A.J. Barner. Because it wasn't the greatest of throws, but a phenomenal catch by Barner. And Seattle quickly went into bedlam. Wow. So they missed the 2-point conversion, though, which means they need to get the ball back. Keeping in mind, they got 6.5 minutes, 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute warning. On the tight end spike. Beautiful. Great execution. The screen, Jared Verse, though, man. He read that perfectly. Really well done. So good plays by both sides there. Yeah, I mean, he just hits his helmet. He's like, if I can't block it with my hands, I can block it with my head. Yeah, backwards pass. It wouldn't have mattered. Is that what they're discussing? Because it really doesn't matter. If that's what they're saying, like, I don't see the issue. I mean, Charbonnet picks it up, like he visibly picks it up. So I mean, if it was, he does visibly take it. Is that what they're reviewing? I gotta unmute this. Are you kidding? That's crazy. I don't think it would have mattered. I wouldn't have counted it. Because they blew it dead, surely. That's really close. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But then what? Are you kidding? Is this good? That might be the craziest 2-point conversion ever. Al. That's crazy. It is a tie game. That is why you pick up the ball. That's why you pick up the ball. Zach Charbonnet, player of the game. That's why you pick up the ball. Wow. Are you kidding me? That is incredible. It's a tie game. Look at Zach Charbonnet. He's like, I did it. He's like, I have no idea what I did, but I did it. Wow. 30-30. And this return for the Rams, suddenly Los Angeles needs something. Oh my goodness. What a comeback. From the time of the first touchdown, it has been 1 minute and 40 seconds. Wow. 2 minutes ago, the Rams were up big. Now we have a tie game with just over 6 minutes to play. And now Lumen Field is going absolutely ballistic. And there's nothing that can stop the Seahawks team right now. They're on fire. The momentum shift has been massive. Incredible. That was an unbelievable play there. Look at this. Seattle Seahawks win probability after second Darnold interception, 2%. Now it is at 48. I'm seeing the same thing, is that after that 2-point conversion, it's spiked down. Now they have a 48.5% chance of winning. Wow, that was wow. 2nd and 8. Play action. Stafford throws. Incomplete. It's 3rd and 8. He overthrows Parkinson. Oh, and Stafford get hit hard at the end. Stafford was shaking up a bit. Let's see the hit here. It's as he's throwing. Yeah, nothing you can do. He couldn't stop his momentum. Oh. Stafford took a big shot to the rib cage, it looks like. 3rd and 8. It is insanely loud in Seattle. This is not the situation you want to be in. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They get it off. It's a quick throw. It's tipped. Nakua catches it. He's going to make a play. He's going to get 5 yards, but no further. It's 4th down and 3. And the Los Angeles Rams have not held a drive longer than 2 minutes since the beginning of the quarter. After they were maintaining drives for 7 minutes at a time, suddenly they just haven't been able to hold a drive. They've had 3 straight 3-and-outs. How about this Seahawks defense? It is amazing. This is incredible. They were right when they said game of the year. Oh my goodness. And it's fair caught by Rashid Shaheed at the 23, and the Seahawks have a chance to win this football game. Oh, this is everything we signed up for. Wow, I told you it would get better. At halftime, I was like, man, this game's been tough. Like, neither team's really pulling away. But then I was like, Offenses have to start playing at some point. The Seahawks have outscored the Rams 16-7. Incredible. Never give up. Really, never. That's why you got to keep playing. Stunning. This one's big for Seattle, too. I said it at the beginning. Seattle needs it more. And right now, they're playing like a team who wants to win this game. They're playing like a team who wants that top seed. That's what you need in a football team. This would be huge. This would completely change the landscape of the NFC as we know it coming into today. Then the Seahawks would be the top seed. And then, well, for now at least. And most likely, they would just continue on that path. That's just, if they could ride this momentum into the playoffs, we might be looking at a Super Bowl champion here, which has totally changed my cadence from, 2 minutes ago. Because 2 minutes ago, yeah, if they lose to the Rams again, they're probably not going to beat the Rams a third time. This is the team that's in their way. Truly, I'm talking to you right now, full honesty, the team that can stop Seattle more than any other team in the league are the Rams. If they can get past them here, they have a chance. They have a fighting chance. Kind of like they do right now in this game. They have a fighting chance. The only other team that I would give maybe might trip up Seattle a bit, Philadelphia. And that's just because there's very few teams that trip up Philadelphia in the postseason. Like the only team that's beaten them in the last 2 years in the playoffs has been like in the NFC side of things, has been like the Rams. I want to say it's the Rams and Bucks or something. But it's not easy to beat them. So those are the two teams. But the Rams and the Eagles, they win this huge. Phenomenal game. What a comeback. What's at stake? A path to the 1 seed and potentially an NFC West title. Throw, and he overthrows Njigba. Yeah, it was way overthrows him there. So 2nd and 10 early. .443 to play. Walker is the running back for Seattle. Walker in motion. It's a quick screen. It's another lateral to Walker. Walker is going to make some moves, and he's going to get 3 yards. 3rd and 7. So Seattle wasn't too big on the deep ball there. So they're trusting their team on 3rd and 7. Walker's coming off the field. Stafford to the blue tent. Really? They don't show that, huh? Okay. Yeah, it looks like a rib injury. Yeah, that means Jimmy Garoppolo would be coming in, yeah. Thanks for the update, because I can't hear, so I appreciate it. That is huge. It's a screen to Njigba. That's a horrible play call. I despise that. Stafford's out of the blue tent, because I see him. And he's got his helmet. And Matthew Stafford, boy, if there's a tougher quarterback in the sport. My goodness. He's this old and he's still pulling off stuff like this, Like he probably has 3 cracked ribs and he's just like, whatever. It's fine. They can't keep, if they can keep, yeah. Yeah. Both teams are now playing for their life. The Rams are now like, oh no, we got to step it up. Fair caught. Great coverage. At 28 there, absolutely just taken off. I had something in my eye. Sorry. Depart for a second. Ugh. So all-time records. The Rams are 323-1 when leading by 15 plus points in the fourth quarter, while the Seahawks are 0-172 when trailing by 15 plus points in the fourth quarter. So we could be seeing some insane history here. Insane history. It'll be the first time the Seahawks have won a game when losing by 15 points in the first quarter. 172 is crazy. Then again, I can't say much more. I just know the Dolphins have done it. I've seen them do it in my lifetime as well, which is crazy enough. First and 10, Stafford throws. He's got Parkinson. Parkinson's going to go to 6 yards, 2nd and 4. 3:10 to play. Playoffs get crazy. They're going to be insane. I guarantee. We got a weird playoff field this year, considering what last year was and how the majority of the teams that were great last year aren't even in the playoffs this year. You know, we're not seeing the Chiefs. We're not seeing the Commanders. So those are immediately 2 off the board. We might not even see the Lions. So we have some weird names that are going to be taking center stage this time in January. Stafford's pass is batted down, incomplete. A great play by Dexter Lawrence. Batted down at the line, 3rd and 4 now. I mean, these two teams are just phenomenal. They've been great all season. I mean, they are good football teams that can keep each other in the game. Like Seattle has done such an impressive job of keeping themselves in this football game. Better a job than I expected, because they're a good team, but I did not expect them to stay in it for as long, even though they were down by 16. It's unbelievable. Kyren Williams in motion. Stafford has to throw. He throws over the top. He's open. Oh, first down, Los Angeles. What a play made there by there's a flag. That was by Ferguson. There's a flag, though. It might be coming back. Oh, man. Yeah, it's got to be like illegal contact or something, right? The flag was super late. Taunting? Ugh. Ooh. Wow. So they called the head-to-head contact on Okada. So the unnecessary roughness. So it gives them 15 extra yards. So instead of it being a normal 28-yard gain, it's instead a 43-yard gain on that pass to Terrence Ferguson. What a move. Oh my goodness. It was a great move. That's a tight end, everyone. Just letting you know that a tight end just cooked that corner as a linebacker, but still, great move. 1st and 10 from the 31. Oh, Kyren Williams, he's going to try and get the edge. He's got a nice move. He's got a nice run. He's going to get 7 or 8. 2nd and 3-ish. There's a flag. I suspect holding. It is, in fact. So another flag. This one's going to bring them back 10 yards. So 10 of those 15 penalty yards are going to be removed. That was such a good run, too. It's right here. Yeah. Holding. That was the most clear-cut holding penalty so far today, because there's been some questionable ones. 1st and 20. 2:26 to play. Stafford to throw. Throws underneath. He's got Parkinson. He's not going to get very far. It's going to be 2nd and 13, I want to say. So the Seahawks call him their first time out. Puka Nacua jawing a bit with some defenders, and he's getting swarmed a bit, and a lot of finger pointing. Oh, this could get a little bit of competitiveness showing. I love the 2-point call. Now the refs don't stay in the spotlight. According to Puka, yes, they do. Yeah, I mean, that was a good call, though. Like, that's one of those things where you're like, oh my goodness, they have a rule book for a reason. I totally thought it was just like, I'm like, does it matter? Like, I honestly thought they blew the play dead because I can't hear the whistle. I thought it was just over. Like, it was incomplete. I was like, oh, they must have just blown it dead. Because if they had blown it dead, the play's over. They can't do anything about it. Stafford to Williams. Kyren Williams, solid run. He's going to get probably 7, I would say. And timeout number 2 by Seattle. So they got to stop him here. So Mevis, he's only in his 7th game as a kicker in the National Football League. And this is as big as moment as any. 3rd and 8. 3rd down tonight for the Rams hasn't been beautiful. They've been 7 of 17 on 3rd down. The winner controls the path to the NFC number 1 seed, and the Seahawks can clinch a playoff berth with a win. 3rd down. Seattle's getting loud. Ooh, they're mixing the coverage, and they quickly kill the play. Understandably, I would have killed the play too. And they bring an all-out blitz at Stafford. Stafford, oh no, they're going to get him for illegal contact, surely. I know it wasn't PI, but because he way overthrew him. Yeah, McVay wanted contact. He pushed him down, which made me think contact. I want to see the play again, but, whatever. It was overthrown, but I thought they would have probably called. He was 10 yards down the field and he pushed him down. That would usually be illegal contact. And the kick from Mevis is no good. He missed it. The 48-yard attempt is wide to the right. The Seahawks still are in this game with a chance to win. Oh my goodness. Harrison Mevis. Are you kidding? I was watching. I'm like, oh no. Oh man, we've had some good games recently. Our luck has been getting better. Wow. And the Seahawks sideline erupting. The entire stadium erupting, really. Oh, man. And he could not come through in the clutch moment, which leaves the Seahawks with 1 timeout, 1 2-minute warning, and 2 minutes and 7 seconds to get 3 points and basically just 30 yards, knowing how good their kicker is. Handoff, Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet is going to get wrapped up for 2. It's 2nd and 8. And speaking of second, it's the 2-minute warning. 30-30. Rams, Seahawks. The NFC's top seed is on the line on Thursday Night Football. We've seen comebacks. We've seen big plays. We've seen surprises. With 2 minutes left in the game, how will the final chapter of this story be wrote? Stay tuned to find out. Wow, this is a good football game. We have had some luck, y'all. Back last few commentaries, week 14, Eagles-Chargers overtime. Week 13, we have Broncos-Commanders overtime. And now this one, we got a thrilling game tied at 30. There's been every kind of plot twist you could imagine. I thought we'd be checked out by now. Me too. I'm really, really surprised by this. Imagine this is 1 week. I'm just excited for Sunday Night Football now. Patriots-Ravens, we're there for it. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to that one too. We're gonna have a good week. I got a good feeling. We were right. This is a good choice. I mean, if Oklahoma, Alabama, I always thought this was the right choice. Just letting it out there that I would, if I had a vote, I would have picked Seahawks Rams as well. I was so surprised that it tied. It almost tied twice, and that it tied once. I was like, people actually care about this game, about college. Who knew? 2nd and 8. Jackson Smith and Jigba in motion. Kenneth Walker following suit. Darnold to throw. Sam Darnold under pressure. Sam Darnold's going the wrong way. Jared Verse and the Piano Man. He's singing us a song tonight. He's weaving himself a Jared Verse. Oh, and a great play there. And Darnold, he's got to throw that away. And now the Seahawks are on the back foot again. And Jared Verse and Kobe Turner meet at the middle. What a play. Darnold really just cannot get away from this defense. I mean, if there's a team that he would hate more, debate on Sunday, but if I can't, I'm so happy I got to be here for this one. Another great comment. Thank you so much for being here, man. Really appreciate it. A lot of fun. Makes my life easier. So otherwise, I just had to talk about normal stuff to no one for. It makes me look crazy. At least this time I have proof I'm talking to someone. 3rd and 17 from the 31-yard line. Darnold to throw. He gets tipped at the line. It's 4th and 17. That was a 17-second drive by the Seattle Seahawks. Wow. Suddenly, once the game got tied, the defenses suddenly went, okay, my turn. Kobe Turner again. Oh my, he's having a monster game. Wow. So the Rams are now getting the ball back. And it's a low punt. It hits the turf. And Dixon gets it off. And it's a good punt, too. And it's fair caught at the 12-yard line. 88 yards, 1 minute, 42 seconds. The projected MVP. Can the Los Angeles Rams take this away from the Seahawks? He's got 50 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime, which is the most among active players. Last one was week 4 against the Indianapolis Colts. Wow. All right, Maddie. Let's do this. Come on. Here we go. Seahawks only have one more timeout. They just need to rely on their defense to force some incompletions. Stafford to throw. Under pressure. Stafford steps up. Incompletion number 1. Great defense from Seattle. Byron Murphy was in on the pressure, as was Leonard Williams. Great defense all around. Unbelievable. 2nd and 10. Parkinson in motion. Stafford to throw again. Stafford throws way deep. He's got Puka. What a catch. Oh, 1st and 10 Los Angeles. And the Rams are now at their own 39-yard line as Puka Nacua scales the ladder to make a great grab. Look at this. I mean, hand fighting, and then what a catch. 1:10 left. Seahawks bring blitz. Free rusher. Throws quick. Incomplete. It's 2nd and 10 now. I mean, Puka went way up to make that catch. Oh, my goodness. It's his 3rd straight game with 150-plus receiving yards. That's tied for the longest streak in NFL history with CeeDee Lamb back in 2023. Sounds like CD also tied with someone, by the way, because it says last time. 2nd and 10. Parkinson in motion again. Stafford dials up. He's got no one. Throws over the middle. Oh, what a catch. Mumfield. Oh, I thought that was intercepted. Seattle called their last timeout. Oh, it looks like it's going to be an injury timeout. Oh, I didn't think he got injured, but he's down. I thought he was just disappointed. So Harrison Mevis might have to kick another potential game-winning field goal. I thought it was intercepted. Jaron Reed got a hand on the pass, and just, that is so tough. My goodness. So Seattle used their final timeout. 53 seconds left. No more icing the kicker. All Sam Darnold can do is watch. Nick Amanwari was the one who was injured, by the way. He's just shaking it off. Not quite sure what happened. I'm also not sure where they're marking him down. Looks like they're going to say he's a yard short, like 3rd and 1. McVay's changing the play call, it looks like, last minute. .53 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Lumen Field on their feet again. And with these new uniforms, they're screaming loud. Having a little bit, perhaps some play calling miscommunication, but Stafford, he's one of the most experienced in this scenario. Uh-oh. It looks like he's waiting for the play clock to start. Yeah. Okay, so the clock is going to start winding soon. They're waiting for the refs to give the all clear, and they just did. So here they have 5 minutes. Stafford was getting frustrated. He's like, dude, I got the play. 1st and 10. They gave him the first down. Stafford throws. It's incomplete. Oh, that was a tight window. He was heading for Mumpfield again, who's had a career day. Code not a Mumpfield. That one goes incomplete, though. 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. Stafford's 25 of 41 for 387 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's having a phenomenal game. 2nd and 10. Stafford. Quick throw. Sideline. Incomplete. Dropped. Oh, on his fingertips is Colby Parkinson. 3rd and 10. They're currently not in field goal range. If they don't get this, they're going to have to punt. Keeping that in mind. They could always not call their timeout. Like they just, at least at this point, stay in bounds, complete a pass. Watch Puka at the bottom of your screen. Stafford's looking that way. It's incomplete. Oh, it could have been intercepted. It's 4th and 10 with 49 seconds to go. And Lumen Field is bated breath and loud shouts right now. It's a combination. It's really creepy. If I could hear it, that is. I assume that's what it's like, though, because that's what I would be like. I would be somewhere between and 4th and 10. So the Rams are punting. I predict a muffed punt touchdown to cap this crazy game. All right, here we go. And the punt. It is fair caught by Shaheed, and it is just cleanly caught at the 14-yard line. They're saying 15, but whatever. I disagree. Nope. 42 seconds. No timeouts. They're in need of some of the best under a minute offense you can see. Oh, my goodness. We might go to overtime again. We might have 3 games in a row. And none have meant more than this, that's for sure. Commanders, Broncos meant almost nothing. Eagles, Chargers had almost nothing to it, other than that it was a good game. But this one, everything's on the line. 1st and 10. From the 15. Cup in motion. Darnold to throw. Can't take a sack. Throws quickly to Charbonnet in the middle of the field. Charbonnet is going to get 13 yards and a first down. They got to go fast. 33 seconds. I'm going to count us down by the 5s. 30. The Seahawks are going to spike it. They do. 29 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 10. From the 28-yard line, it was a gain of 13 on that last play. Nick Amanwari is headed to the locker room. Just a quick update in case this game does go to overtime and the Rams get the ball back again. Nick Amanwari will not be on the field for Seattle. It's the rookie out of South Carolina. 2nd and 10. This is crazy. All right, here we go. Rams showing pressure. Darnold can't take a sack. Under pressure. Steps up. Darnold takes a sack. Oh, it's over. We're going to overtime. Puna Ford. Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, through 4 quarters of football, we've seen crazy comebacks. We've seen missed field goals. We've seen remarkable plays. And we're going to see a whole lot more. We're going to overtime in Seattle, Washington, 30-30. This is the end of regulation. When we come back. Overtime. Oh, man. I cannot believe this. 3 games in a row? What a wild game. Oh my goodness. Neither offense has been. Look at this. Overtime records. 1 coin toss and choose to kick or receive. Kick, it's 2-5-1. Receive, it's 2-2. One game has reached 3+ possessions. That was the tie. This is crazy. All right, here we go. It's Stafford and Smith and Jigbo. We got 1 10-minute period. Each team will have the opportunity to possess the ball unless the team kicking off to start overtime scores a safety on the receiving team's initial possession or time runs out during the first possession. If teams are tied after 1 possession each, next score will win the game. Game can end in a tie. Each team gets 2 timeouts. All replay reviews will be from New York. Correct. That's what I just said. Calls heads. It's tails. It looks like the Seahawks won the toss, and they're taking the football. Oh, no, they deferred it. I was wrong. I can't tell. So they're taking the ball second. I actually happen to agree with this. The way your defense has been playing, you take the ball second. You have your expectations set. You need a field goal. You need a touchdown. What do you need to do to win? You get what you can get, and you take it there. The Rams seem a little cautious about their field goal unit. It's absolutely the correct decision. All right, I'm going to go for 2 seconds to get some more water. I'll be back before overtime starts. I'm back. They just kicked off. This is a return. It is a good return. Over the 40. He's still on his feet. To the 49-yard line. There is a flag. Oh, man. Good return. I was washing my face while I was done. So it took a little longer. It's coming back. It's holding on the receiving team. So they're starting at their own 20-yard line instead. Wow. We're going to overtime. Wow. Okay. Overtime mindset, folks. This has been incredible. Again, I feel like I'm going to get several noise complaints, but it hasn't happened yet, surprisingly. Somehow. It's happened once when I'm not doing a commentary, which is weird. But I'm surprised it hasn't happened during a commentary. Someone's just woken up in the middle of the night. Because these are surprisingly hollow walls for a studio. Yeah, 1st and 10. Here we go. Stafford under center. Stafford to throw. Quick throw to the outside. It's Nacua. Puka Nacua is going to get 9 yards. A great push there. 2nd and 1. Another truly phenomenal game here on the Exponential. Last 5 possessions for the Rams. Punt, 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 missed field goal, punt. It has been Suddenly, like everything's flipped on its head. They had 3 straight 3-and-outs, then 2 7-play drives, neither of which ending in points. So the Rams offense needs to get going a little more here. 2nd and 1. Cup in motion. Stafford, play action. He's looking deep, twists his body around. He's got Corum, it looks like. Yep, Blake Corum. That's going to go for a gain of 13. First down. 9 minutes to play. In overtime, Stafford has just, he's just gone past 400 yards, 27 of 45 for 409 yards and 2 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford's just incredible. He really is really good. In case you didn't know already. It's like Stafford's just amazing. Darnold's just good enough. MVP, absolutely, right now. Matthew Stafford, under pressure, escapes the first. He throws on the run, incomplete, overthrew everyone. He's still the MVP because he dodged the first. He's not a mobile quarterback, and he dodged the first attempt at a sack, the first edge rusher. I just heard something. Sounds like someone about to complain. Look at that. He just shakes him off. He almost hit him. Nope, there's no shirts in Seattle. Not there, at least. And the fans are getting rowdy in overtime. Matthew Stafford to throw. Stafford throws deep. It's intercepted. Oh, no. There was a flag, but he threw an interception and it got dropped. That was the worst throw of the day by Stafford, and he couldn't reel it in. It's defensive pass interference nonetheless. So it's going to be first down. Oh, there was illegal contact, actually, on Ernest Jones the fourth. So only 5 yards. Could have been a lot worse, though, let's be honest. So it wouldn't have counted anyways. 5 yards down the field there, and there's the contact. Yeah, that's correct. That's why I thought there should have been some earlier, to be honest. Like, that was a lot less than the one earlier. They're being selectively called right now, but whatever. They're paying more attention now that it's overtime, now that New York's watching. Ferguson in motion, handoff to to Blake Corum. Corum's going to get 4 yards. 2nd and 6. What a game. So the Seahawks are in trouble with injuries. Kobe Bryant is out. Nick Amanwari is out. Reek Woolen is out, at least for the time being, but probably for the rest of the game. 2nd and 6. Stafford throws underneath to Corum. It's intercepted. Ernest Jones the fourth off the tip from Corum. Seattle has an opportunity to win the game. Oh, man. Blake Corum can't reel it in, and Ernest Jones against his former team, and Seattle is going crazy. Oh my goodness. Ernest Jones. He really is one of the best linebackers in the sport. Let's see. I don't think it touched the ground. He's got both hands under it. Ooh, the tip of the ball hits the ground there. Question is, does he have possession before that? I'm interested to see what Terry McCauley has to say. Or I think it's Terry McCauley. Oh, that's incomplete, isn't it? It's incomplete. Wow. Oh, wow, that was close. This game, since they got to New York, that's definitely incomplete. Calling the field's an interception. They're reviewing it now, but I expect the call to be incomplete, similar to what he said. So Stafford preps to go back on the field. I mean, the tip of the ball hit the ground before he had clear possession, so it is technically an incomplete pass, but wow, what an effort. And the Seahawks fans are more than a little upset at that call. It was close. That was about as good as it gets for a catch coming down to the ground. But when he grips it to his chest, he doesn't have possession. So that's why that's an incomplete pass, because he hits it against his chest. He doesn't have both hands on it. The ball moves a bit and the tip hits the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and 6. Seattle making some noise all the way from the top to bottom. The Rams have coped incredibly well with the noise here in Seattle. Incredibly well. 3rd and 6. Second chances don't come often. Rams, blitz coming. Stafford hit as he throws. He completes it in a first down. To Puka Nacua, there's a flag. It might be on Seattle, though, because Stafford got absolutely drilled. Oh, man. Things are not going well for Seattle. That's an offside penalty. But it's going to be declined, so it's still a first down for Los Angeles. Imagine this game's ends in a tie. Both teams just walk out of it like nobody wins. Like, if I'm not going to win, you're not going to win either. Sean McVay was trying to call a timeout, it looks like. But he didn't get it off, and they got the first down because of it. And off to Corum. Not going to get there. He's going to get maybe a yard. Oh, it was Kyron Williams, actually. If this game ends in a tie, the Seahawks won't clinch the playoffs yet. But they surely won't be out of the playoffs. They won't be out of the conversation for the top seed. The Rams will own the head-to-head tiebreaker, sadly, because they beat them in the first meeting. So they have a significantly lesser chance in a tie. The Rams get the better end of the stick, really. But nonetheless, tie's better than a loss if you're Seattle, because then you have a significantly higher chance of staying above everyone else. Stafford throws over the middle. A good throw to Nacua. He's got no one. He walks in. Touchdown Rams in overtime. And the Rams are back on top in overtime. Oh, my goodness. Incredible. So the Seahawks have to score on their next drive, and they have to score a touchdown. Remarkable. I mean, you see it's Ernest Jones again, and Jones, he just slips on the coverage. I mean, I got it. That's some crazy depth perception. And Puka Nacua, I'm going to lose fantasy, but what a great game. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And hope for Seattle is slowly dwindling, but it's not over yet. Wow. What's the tiebreaker between the Packers and the Seahawks? Let me double check, because I don't think you guys have played head-to-head at any point. You both beat the Cardinals quite a bit. It kind of comes down to common opponents in general. You both have mostly beat the same teams. Frankly, I don't think it's going to matter. But if it does, I'm fairly certain it comes down to a conference record. In which case, if you both finish as is right now and just both win out, Green Bay wins the tie. If they do tie and then somehow Green Bay wins out and Seattle loses out, then Green Bay would get over Seattle. But I don't think that's a reality, that they end up side by side. So the Seahawks offense, one more chance for Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks, down by 7. The fans they're barely breathing right now. This would stress me so much if I were a Seahawks fan. Like, this is awful. Feel bad. Like, we picked a great game to go to, but this is stressful First and 10 from the 35-yard line. Darnold under center. Handoff to Walker. Kenneth Walker bounces to the outside. Kenneth Walker does it again. Walker somehow gets 4 yards. Good run there by Kenneth Walker. Second and 6. Go for 2 if they get it. It depends how much time's on the clock, truly. If they believe they can get the ball back, then no. But if there's only like a minute left and they're like, okay, either they win or we're going to tie, we go for 2. Because the Seahawks want this. And they got lucky the last 2 times, so might as well. Darnold to throw. Under pressure. Darnold rolls right. Throws over the middle. Oh, that's out of bounds. No way he caught that. He caught that? Are you serious? Oh, my goodness. That was a first down. That's crazy. How did he catch that? Wow, what a catch. Yeah, he did. That was clean. Cleanly in bounds. Well, wow. Well done by Jackson Smith and Jigba. I am going to get destroyed in fantasy. Oh, my goodness. Play action. Darnold under pressure. He throws it away. Smart. Poona Ford was in on the pressure. Wow. So it's 2nd and 10 now. Let's keep it alive. Yep. Just take it a first down at a time, truly. Second and 10. Darnold throws quickly. Ooh, incomplete. Questionable no call. Emmanuel Forbes was saying incomplete. Oh, there's the flag. It's a late flag, but it looks like this is going to be defensive pass interference against Emmanuel Forbes, and it is. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was pass interference. I'm like, that's a questionable no call. But good credit to New York, because New York can do that. Yeah, he was early. He was so early. Yeah, I was pass interference. All right, so 1st and 10 now. Well done by Seattle. Keeping it alive this far to the 39. 5 minutes left. Rams showing pressure. They bring it. Handoff Walker. Oh, Walker goes airborne. He was doing anything but walking there. He was flying. 2nd down. JSN's back in the game. Kenneth Walker has 11 rushes for 100 yards and a touchdown today. JSN has 92 yards receiving on 7 receptions. Imagine they score. Oh my goodness. This game's been insane. It's going to be Commanders Broncos all over again. Darnold, low snap. He's under pressure. He gets absolutely popped by Cooper Kupp. Oh my goodness. The toe drag swag and a first down. Sam Darnold gets absolutely clobbered. And Cooper Kupp with the swag and the double toe drag. Incredible. Are you kidding me? They're inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 16. Darnold. He throws underneath to Charbonnet. It's caught, but it's only going to go for 2. 2nd and 8. I'm not sure that Seattle plays for a tie. Just as a culture, I don't know that they play for a tie. 2nd and 8. But this is why I think going second benefits, because now they have a marker. You know what you have to get. Rashid Shaheed in motion. Darnold to throw. He doesn't have much, but he gets the ball out to Barner anyway. 3rd and 4. Wow. What a game. Oh my goodness. Third and 3. Can Sam Darnold lead this team to victory? Darnold under center. Handoff. Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet. Oh, he came close. A good burst of speed for 7 yards and a first down. First and goal from about the 4. Stafford is just watching. He has some insane dental hygiene, by the way. Just wanted to clear that out. It's a very few times that I get to commentate on the Rams. He's got some incredible dental hygiene. I'm like, how on earth did you get your teeth so white? That's just all I'm wondering. Like, they're the same color as their jerseys. Like, what? All right. Anyway, there's a lot at stake tonight. Winner controls their path to the top seed in the NFC, and the Seahawks could clinch a playoff berth with a win. This is for it all, as the Rams called their first time out. First and goal. I did not expect this going here, really. First and goal now. From the 4. Darnold under center. Rashid Shaheed in motion. Play clock's at 5. 3, 2. It's a play action. Darnold steps into one. He's got Jackson Smith and Jigba. Touchdown Seahawks. Oh my goodness. JSNTD. Wow. Let's see what the call is. Are they going for 2? It certainly seems so. That Seattle is going for it all. This is the last play regardless. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a phenomenal game. Next couple of days, there's going to be shorts coming out from the Madrid trip. It's finally here. The first episode's already out. Go ahead and check that out now. This Sunday night, we're doing Patriots-Ravens. All coming out next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a rest of your week. All right. The Rams called their timeout. I didn't have to talk that fast. The Madrid trip, the first episode's out. It's a short from day 1. It was pretty good. And then the next days are coming out as well. And, And then Sunday night, we have Patriots-Ravens right here on the Exponential. If you can make it, awesome. If you can't make it, that's okay. See you next week for what could be the last commentary of the year. We're looking really forward to it. Merry Christmas. Absolutely. This is a great gift. I love good football for a Christmas gift. Truly. All right. Here we go. All right. 2-point attempt to win or lose. 3:13 on the clock, but it doesn't matter. 2-point conversion, and Jigba's at the bottom of your screen. Cup's in motion. All right, the Seahawks called their timeout. Oh, man, I feel so terrible for all the fans. All the fans, they're like, just get it over with. This is terrible for me, too. Just do it. Just run the play. Oh, my goodness. What a roller coaster, really. So many timeouts. Either way, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, shaking hands. They know this is it. Regardless, they had a good time. They had a great game. Truly, everyone on the field, this was a playoff game. Truly. Like, the playoffs started today. Beautiful. Yes, they started today. This is the first game of the playoffs, everyone. For the top seed in the NFC, potentially, in case things go terribly wrong. For a playoff berth, Charbonnet in motion. This is it, no matter what. Barner, Darnold to throw. He's under pressure, throws, it's caught, touchdown, they got it to 2. They did it, oh my goodness, Seattle wins. Seattle clinches the playoff berth. Oh my goodness. Bedlam in Seattle. They might as well storm the field. Oh my goodness. The Seahawks win. A.J. Barner. Barner to win the barn burner. Oh man. What a game. Oh, Seattle. What a comeback. Lumen Field. What an atmosphere. What a game. That is as good as it can possibly get. 38-37, final overtime. Rams are now 11-4. The Seahawks are 12-3. They do, in fact, just keep getting better and better. Wow. Incredible. Look at Eric Saubert and the effort he has to get out and make the play. I thought it was Barner. I was totally wrong, by the way. That was a horrible call. But that was a terrible call. But wow, he did it. He still scored. It was still a tight end. Got that part right. This guy with number 8. Oh, man. What a game. Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, my goodness. Saubert with the moment of his career. I don't know what A.J. Barner was doing. He was just having a good time. What a game. Wearing their new uniforms, the decibel zone, the high decibel zone, whatever. It was, in fact, a high decibel zone. I can attest to that. Oh, my goodness. All of that effort. This is... Oh, look at Cooper Kupp chasing his old quarterback into the locker room. Incredible. It does not get much better than this game. There is a path to the Super Bowl for both of these teams. Sam Darnold, it took him a bit, but he has finally exercised his past demons that are the Los Angeles Rams and has finally defeated them. What a game. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. And if you're me, you got to know when to end. 38-37, the Seattle Seahawks win in overtime. Thank you all so much for watching. This is part 1 of the Exponential Commentary doubleheader. We will see you on Sunday Night Football for the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. Until then, keep yourself busy with the NFL in Madrid live shorts that I posted the first episode on earlier today. They're coming in shorts form, and then at the end I'll put them all into a big video for easier watching experience. So thank you all so much for watching. What a phenomenal game, and hopefully Sunday Night Football follows suit, because wow, absolutely, yeah. Have a wonderful week to you too. Enjoy Minnesota. Saw your comment, yeah. If you go, enjoy that. Merry Christmas. Actually, we're gonna see if you don't go to Minnesota, I'm seeing you on Christmas Eve. But otherwise, Merry Christmas. Have some fun with family. Christmas is definitely about family. Definitely want to spend some time with them if you can. So, yeah, I mean, just what a game to get us, to ring us in. Nothing brings us more into the Christmas spirit than the gift of giving the Seahawks a path to the playoffs. I mean, what a Christmas gift, though. Playoff appearance and road to the top seed in the NFC. Incredible. Wow. What a game. No words. Wow. Really good game. All right. I got to mull this over. Got to get back in the mindset for Sunday Night Football. So thank you guys all so much for watching. If I don't see you on Christmas Eve, I will see you later on in the year for the final commentary of 2025 and potentially the NFL regular season. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been incredible. See you guys later. Bye-bye.